start a conversation. Hey, it's time to go to work. It's time to have a conversation with the congregation. Ladies, where you at? Ladies, where you at?
Oh, what's up, Los? What's good with you, man?
Talk to me nice, Mr. Quay Price.
Man, feeling good, man. Ready to do this show, man. How you doing, man? Talk to me. How you doing over there?
Man, putting this damn movie together, boy. Lord Jesus, trying to get all these COVID, this stuff for COVID, right? That COVID packet is real, you know what I mean?
For sure. I know, man. I know that joint got his hands up and everything, man. So yeah, I know how that work, man. I know how that work.
Yeah, trying to make sure that's right. But other than that, moving forward, I appreciate the donations that's coming in. Trust me that I'm grateful because I couldn't do it without y'all. So the fact that everybody wants to collab and go on this journey together with me, creating Twitter fingers, salute. You feel me? What about you? You done switched it up on me. You done switched it up on me today. You know what I mean? You over there super casual and everything. What's cracking with you?
Man, feeling good, man. Feeling good, man. Like I said, family's well. Okay. Things are progressing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, like I said, if the family is good, man, I'm good, man. So things is rolling. Like I said, happy to be back, you know, doing another show with you, man. Another good topic, man, to get into. So yeah, man, just feeling good, man. But let me introduce the show. So this is Look in the Mirror, the conversation. I'm one of your co-hosts, Quay Price. We got our other co-host, King Joaquin Martin.
Gang, gang, gang.
Yeah, like I said, man, the show is called Look in the Mirror because I said we like to touch topics that really will cause you to think about what you're doing and look in the mirror and just, you know, reassess what you're doing, how you're going about things, your mindset on certain things, your views on certain things. You know, so at the end of the day, like I said, it all starts with us. It all starts with you. So that's where the change starts, you know, before we can effectively change to, you know, change our trajectory as a people. Go ahead, Los.
Look, first of all, just because you see me and Quay's hosting the show, you know, I did come up with the idea for the show and I just found the perfect person to run the show with me. It means nothing. It means nothing because if we don't get y'all to show up, if we don't get y'all to talk, if we don't get y'all opinions, then we don't get to grow because we learn from y'all just as well as y'all learn from us. So please don't think just because we're the figureheads of this situation that your opinions aren't valued. We value your opinion. We want you to come on the show. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to learn more just from a different perspective, walk of life. So make sure y'all tap in, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, bring a friend, share.
For sure. No, we appreciate it. And let's say shout out to everybody down in the comments. We got a guest coming in, Los. Let me see who this is right here.
Already, huh? They tapping in already?
No, this is one of the brothers right here, man. This is one of the brothers.
Okay.
C Prince. What's good, C Prince?
He's back. He's back.
He's on mute right now. Take your mute off real quick, man.
How y'all doing?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm back for this one.
Hey, ladies, y'all see he jacked up. Ladies, don't let him come up in here. You know what I'm saying? He look a little extra motivated.
Yeah, I'm a little motivated to hear this.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see if the ladies want to get busy. I'm gonna throw the link up real quick for anybody viewing right now, so y'all can see the link to get on the panel.
Pay them bills.
So that's the link on the panel right there. I'm gonna shoot this out to a couple folks real quick.
Okay. While you're doing that, listen, we got a banger for y'all because sometimes we don't even have this type of conversation. Sometimes they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus. You know what I'm saying? There's a big misunderstanding between men and women. So the only way to get to these solutions is to ask the tough question. You know, and so today is all about asking the tough question. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all what today's topic is because I can't steal the thunder from my guy over there. You know what I mean? He's doing too much work. I can't steal the thunder from him. But look, when y'all find out what today's topic is, it's important. Because in order for this equation to work, we need to know. You know what I'm saying? So when we get to the topic, and I'm going to let Mr. Quay Price roll that out with a nice little drum roll and a nice beat, his videos, and y'all know how Quay get. You know what I'm saying? When he drops this on y'all, ladies, please be unapologetically truthful, honest, Because we need to know. You know what I'm saying? We need to know. I gave y'all a little breadcrumb. I can't give y'all too much because y'all gonna figure it out. Y'all smarter than us. So, hey, Quay, whenever you want to drop that bomb on them, go ahead and drop that bomb on them.
Well, let me drop this bomb, man. Then we'll hit these sponsors right after that. So the topic of the show tonight is
drum roll.
What do women want from men?
Wait, what you say?
What do the ladies, what do they want from the men?
Oh. Hey, look here. You see the brother in the middle. He fired up already. So, ladies, what do y'all want? Because sometimes we think we know what y'all want and we ain't got no clue. So this is your chance to hijack the show. Literally hijack the show and educate us on what is it that y'all want. Now, each of y'all want something different, but at the end of the day, there will be some type of silver lining, and there will be something that we as men can finally be quiet, sit back, and learn something so we can start moving forward. You know what I mean?
For sure. Well, I said, let me just say this too as well to the ladies. I want y'all to keep it 100 too. For the ladies who ain't scared, and I said, if there's any ladies in the comments or viewing the show right now, drop a little comment, let us know you here. But yeah, don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to come on here and just let it all out. Like I said, we previously did a show about what the men want. So now we're doing a show about what the ladies want. Like I said, we actively or honestly want to hear, you know, what y'all want in the situation. Like I said, we want to get your perspective. We want you to, like I said, keep it real. We ain't trying to sugarcoat nothing, you know, and your boy, you know, I got some questions over here.
We got some videos waiting.
Well, I ain't gonna hit it with the videos yet. I got questions though. I got questions because, you know, fellas, they check in and they like, hey, we want to know a couple things. So I got questions over here too, but I need ladies to check in. They can't be scared. But let me hit these sponsors real quick. Then we're gonna loop back.
Sponsors.
Oh, shout out to Shirley Ann. Okay, Shirley Ann ain't playing with him. She said, I got you. Okay.
She done left Ray's boom boom room. She done left the boom boom room in the sugar shack for this one.
It's all good, man. Let me hit these sponsors real quick, man. Let me see if my stuff gonna work today, man.
Nicole, help.
All right, here we go. All right, shout out to our first sponsor, WarOnFriendlyGrounds.com. Like I said, this is our own King Jaquil Martin's book right here. It's 5-star rated on Amazon. Man, the film has basically been blasting all around the world, hitting all the film festivals, grabbing up awards left and right. So definitely continue to support the brother. WarOnFriendlyGrounds.com, WarOnFriendlyGrounds.com. Go ahead, Los.
Hey, we've been selected to 11 different film festivals, bro. 11. Look at God, bro. You know what I'm saying? First time going out for the film festivals, and the film has got selected 11 times already and got, you know, 31 more film festivals to go. So, hey, salute. Thanks to my cast, crew, everybody that made this dream a reality. Because I'll tell you, the day I was getting beat up on the ground, I never thought I would be here. I never thought I would have a book. I never thought I would have a movie. And I damn sure never thought that I would have been selected in 11 different film festivals. So that just lets you know, for me, God is good.
For sure, man. Like I said, that's it's all working. It's all taking place exactly how it's supposed to, man. So no, congrats to you, man. Let me hit the second sponsor, Two Sons Juice Co. So this is a cold pressed juice company based out of Metro Detroit. All natural, no preservatives, no chemicals, no water cutting, no trickery, no stuff you can't pronounce, none of that. Cleanse kits, vegetable blends, fruit blends, you name it. So definitely go check them out. The number twosonsjuiceco.com, twosonsjuiceco.com.
That is a Black-owned business. We always talking about supporting us. Now we got a chance to make sure that we support us. Y'all support this business. It's straight out of Wakanda. Nothing but juices and berries coming to America. 1, 2, maybe 3. If we make part 3, is nothing but natural juices and berries. Y'all make sure y'all support Two Sons Juice.
For sure. No, I appreciate that. So, man, look at this, man. You see what I'm saying, Lowe's? Everybody quiet, man.
Hey, well, Charles, since you here, Charles, can you tell me what about this topic triggered you to want to come on the show? You know what I mean, and get some answers.
I just want to hear what they're gonna say. You know, a lot of people say women always say that men don't do this and men don't do that. But now is the opportunity to speak. I want to hear what they got to say, because this is going to be kind of entertainment to see how truthful they are. They're going to lie. One or two, they're going to do. They're going to be truthful, or they're going to lie.
Blue pill. What we doing, ladies? Where the first lady at? Where Nicole at? Where's Tristina at? You know what I mean? Where the ladies at? Mom, bring my mom on the show. I know she got something to say. Come on, Queen.
They can all.
Beyonce represent. Beyonce got 28 Emmys. First one ever to do it. You feel me? So y'all better represent. Give it up for the ladies.
They scared, man. They scared, man. You know, Nina dropped a comment on the live. She said she coming. Look at Nicole. Okay. She over here, Nicole, making excuses.
Nicole. Nicole. We having technical difficulties. We need you on the show. Because here's the thing, Nicole, we need to understand. Because obviously, sometimes there's things that are in our blind spot as men. We don't know.
Okay, here go. Wait, we got a boss. Here go a boss right here. We got somebody to step up.
Okay.
What up, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Okay.
They weren't ready for that Nina. You just gave us.
Huh?
I said they wasn't ready for that. What up, y'all?
What up, y'all?
Talk to us.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening.
See what I'm saying with these excuses, Shirley Ann? I got my head covered up, so I was stay. See what I'm saying?
You've been walking around too long to be worried about somebody, worried about your head covered up. Look, come on now. Come on now. In Jesus' name.
So man, so we gonna kick it. We gonna kick it with Nina, since Nina the only one got the I ain't gonna say balls. I can't say that. Here go. Wait a minute.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
We got.
Here they come. Okay, we got a couple brave soldiers.
Y'all not gonna y'all not gonna come here and talk about
Numbers
ladies.
chapter
We
12,
not
verse
scared.
25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We ain't never scared.
Hey, Tristina, you know Chloe about to hit him with Genesis, Leviticus, Exodus. Okay.
Don't come for me. Don't come for me.
I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problems. But hey, what we do want is some truth. We want some truth. Chloe, you've been married a long time to this amazing young man. Did you have to tell Chloe what you wanted? Did you have to explain it to him? Did you have to lay it out?
Hold up, Los. Okay, here they now I'm a study.
Oh my God. The ladies squad is here.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
Look, honestly, ladies, this is your chance to vent, to hijack the show, to educate us, to tell the truth. Because some of y'all gonna get on here and lie. But we want to know.
Why I got to lie, Craig? Why I got to lie?
Sometimes that's what some of y'all do. Sometimes same way we lie sometimes.
So let's we gonna get on into this. What's going on to you, Nicole, Chloe, and Nate? How you doing?
Fine. How are you? Good evening.
Pretty good.
One last thing. If you want to join the show and you're worried about how you look, just leave your camera off. You can still join the panel and give your opinion and hide.
Yeah, I had to check my fro before I got on here.
I've seen you did a couple of times, Nicole. I'm ready.
Look, I was about to take these braids down, so don't play with me. Okay.
I had to check how my natural hair was looking today.
Look like some blue magic or some African pride with the seeds in it.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
All right, so let me get this first comment real quick, then we're gonna get into this. Let's see, Shirley Ann, she said, seeking a real mature man who is able to deal with his childhood issues and not have temper tantrums when it doesn't go their way, for starters.
Look, she trying to plate and hit a home run already.
Started.
Right, and then she said it's important to meet the man and not his representative. So let's okay. So let's start with that then. So she made a statement about meeting the man and not his representative. Okay. So ladies, so what's the talk to me about what y'all dealing with in the dating right now. So I know y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know we got some single ladies on the panel. I know y'all have crossed some guys or engaged with some guys. So what? Just give me a quick little summary. What are y'all seeing in the dating space right now? Are y'all seeing a lot more representatives than versus real men? Like, give me a little summary.
I would say a lot for me is the inconsistencies and the lack of communication is the biggest thing I'm seeing. Um, I'm straightforward and I say, look, let me know where you're at. I can let you know where I'm at. Keep the lines of communication open. But I find a lot of times people have so many, I would say traumas for previous situations or relationships, but sometimes people come so accustomed to not wanting to deal with hard conversations. It's easier to not communicate. It's easier not to just talk about how they're feeling about situations or whatnot. I'm a type of person where if it don't work out, I'm not gonna 100% cut you off. I'm just we're gonna be cool, but that's it. Because you never know who I can introduce you to, and vice versa. So that's just me.
Okay. And you want to say something, Nicole?
Yeah, I'm seeing definitely a lack of communication and a lot of half truths. A lot of half truths. For sure.
So you saying like dudes playing or like not keeping it 100 with you?
Yeah, they're not keeping it 100. It's like I get a lot of, well, technically you ain't asked this, so I'm not gonna tell you this.
Okay, so then, so Nina and
you gotta ask some questions.
What do you want a guy to? Okay, so how honest and how much do you want a guy to tell you? Like, how much do you want to know up front? Like, do you want to know everything, or you want him to? Like what exactly do you want a guy to tell? Because this is the form for us to tell guys exactly what we want them to know.
Hold on. Somebody got background noise coming in. Hold on. Let me see who that is. Hold on 1 sec. Let me see who that is. Go ahead. Say something again, Chloe.
Testing.
No, it's not you.
Check.
Okay, go. So do me a favor. I don't know where the noise is coming from right now. So yeah, just while you're not talking, just stay muted, and whoever's talking, just unmute. All right, go ahead, Chloe.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, so this is a chance for ladies to finally get a chance to speak their piece. So like, what you saying the dude's not being honest? How much do you want? I mean, for real, like how much do you want to do to share? Can you share too much? Like what do you want to know about a guy when you kind of first getting to know him?
I know for me, be honest about your status, if you're single or not. How about that? That's first things first. I'm not knowingly going to date a married man, or if you have a situation, just let me know where you're at. You have to ask the questions: are you single? Are you single? Are you have a situation? Do you live with your baby mama? You got to ask a whole range of questions nowadays. You have to ask when we were younger, because people got situations they don't want to tell you about their situations and whatnot. So I prefer for you to be upfront and honest with me to let me know what I'm getting into and let me make the decision to deal with you. Period. I feel like if you're not honest about it, I'm gonna have an attitude about it. I will have an issue about
it. Okay. What about you, Nicole?
Oh, hold on. Can I ask a question?
Oh wait. Go ahead, C Prince.
Know about the situation, right? So if they let you know about the situation, that means you said you had the opportunity to make a decision. So it doesn't matter if he's with somebody or not. It's your decision to continue this conversation with this man based on what you feel. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying, but I won't deal with him though. If he tells me straight up, like, "Hey, I've had this situation at home, and he's still dealing with it. It's another, the woman, whatever, man, whatever it is. If I have to find out on my own, and you don't come to me and tell me, oh, it's gonna be a situation with me. I find like a lot of times people won't be up front and honest in their situations. It depends on the situation. I don't do the other woman. I don't do the side piece things. I believe in karma, and that stuff will come back on you when you do stuff like that. So that's just me. But with situations where one of my friends we talked about, like, so I talk about that, like, ask if he married, ask if he separated, and ask if he divorced, because you got to ask all the questions, because they won't tell you a lot of times, and if they don't tell you, that's on them.
Okay, what you got for us, Nicole?
So the question was, can you repeat the question for me?
No, I was just saying, so like, you know how you were saying that sometimes a guy won't be honest with you and won't be upfront. So how much would he need to share? Like, what do you want specific, like any specific things you want to know up front from him?
I want to know everything, like kind of what was said. Like, I definitely want to know like the real relationship status. Like, are you, in a relationship? Are you dating? Like, what are you looking for? Like, what is your intention? So I feel like you really have to ask that up front, because a lot of people will come and just be around to waste time and waste people's energy. It's like, at a certain point, you don't have time for that. Like, you really want to, at some point, you want to be with somebody whose true mission is to build. So, I definitely want to know the intentions up front, for sure. And I feel like that would clear up a lot of confusion or a lot of mishaps.
Interesting.
Okay, what about Miss Shirley Ann's question about do you ask the guy if he like men or not? Is that is that what we doing these days?
I personally have not asked somebody that. I've been asked, I guess on my end, like, are you like, what is your sexual preference? I guess.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've been asked that. I've definitely been asked that. I feel like the guy has I feel like they don't feel uncomfortable asking that, and I'm like, well, isn't it obvious? Like,
I've been asked that before.
Apparently not. So
yeah,
but yeah, I've never like asked a guy. But
I never had to.
Definitely felt comfortable asking me. I'm like, okay, what's the point of you asking me? But
I mean, you said you wanted him to be upfront and ask you about multiple things, right?
I do. I guess maybe because I've only had one sexual preference, so I guess I thought it was just assumed at a certain point, but I can see why it's not.
Yeah, I can understand that. Let me welcome. Is that Makia? Is that how you say your name?
Mika.
Mika. Nice to meet you, Mika. Thanks for joining the show tonight.
You're welcome.
You want to say anything at all, or you just riding with us for a minute?
I'm just riding for a minute. Most of them, they say what it is. Important thing is to know the relationship status. But once you know their relationship status, I think for me personally, as a woman, you're going to have to make a decision what you're going to deal with, what you ain't going to deal with. So that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. So if you want to sit here, everybody be like, well, tell me your true relationship status. Ain't nobody going to tell you that true relationship status, especially if they coming in and out of a situation. So you playing Russian roulette regardless. Once you know, don't. If you want to know, then ask. If you don't, then don't ask. But stay in your lane.
Okay. So let me ask this question. So, question to all the ladies. Do y'all feel like y'all got to deal with too much to date guys these days? Anybody can go. Anybody can go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Quay, there's in the back. Hell yeah.
Hey, look, I got a question though, because I hear how these questions are being answered, but the problem I think I'm having is where you meet these men that's asking you these questions, because it don't seem like you meet these men in a mutual environment. It's like in clubs or
it's been mutual.
So
at school, out of school.
I mean, and then it's how you present yourself and stuff to make them feel, you know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes men are disrespectful, but sometimes, women get that look like, yeah, I'm game for wherever you went. So this is the thing, where you meet them and how you present yourself, that could be an issue too.
For me personally, people that see me 9 times out of 10, I'm in business casual clothes. So it's rare that you're gonna see me in jeans, to be honest. So in my case,
hey, clothes don't try to cop out with clothes. Do not.
You asked. You asked.
Hey, Charles, they ain't letting y'all
good luck. I just don't have good luck. I'm chopping it up to the game.
Okay. Anybody else want to say something on that? Y'all good?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
I wouldn't agree about where you meet them at, because here's the thing. Everybody goes everywhere at this point. You know, bums can dress up now. You being a bum, things is affordable now. People fugazi now. Everything, you could go rent clothes now. So you can meet them in a Armani suit thinking they got bread, but they running their homeboy car. Everybody. So right now it really doesn't matter where you meet them at because they lurking everywhere at this point. Some people, you know, they at their kids' school pulling women. I'm just being honest.
Okay, wait a minute. Now hold on. So I'm starting to hear something now. So as you was laying that out for us right there, do y'all even trust the fellas? So when y'all go into these engagements with these guys, like, do y'all even trust the guys out the gate? Like, real talk, do y'all even trust dudes anymore?
No.
No, that's
negative.
That's dumb. That's dumb. You shouldn't go into no situation expecting somebody to tell the
I think it depends on the guy. Honestly. Sometimes you'll meet somebody, your warning bells go off like, nope, absolutely not, nope. But there's times you'll meet somebody and you're like, oh, okay, let's see what's up, you know. But a lot of times for me, I try not to be so not, not trust them off the get go, but also give them opportunity to get the rope to hang themselves in a sense. But also, it depends on the guy. You can meet a guy off rip, he could be beautiful, everything, and you hear him talk, and you're like, something not right about him, or something ain't right about him. And usually for me, when I get that sense, I'm right. I've been right. Something right about him. Just saying.
So the fellas is doomed. That's basically what you're telling me right now.
I don't say they're doomed. No. No. I don't say they're doomed.
Is that because of past baggage from other situations that you bring in to meeting a new person, that you don't trust somebody because of what somebody else did?
Well, I would say it's a combination of both, because you got to really look at it. Yeah, your past baggage teach you a lesson on what you shouldn't be dealing with, but then you have to also look at this. You got this bad B mentality now. So you feel what I'm saying? You can't come to the table with it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm awfully ripped. Like, I got money, I got bread. I need you to have the equal. I don't need you to tell me no lie. But then you got this bad mentality. Talk about, hey, I could sleep with a broke dude and bring him up. That's dumb. In my opinion, I'm not building you up, and you build yourself up. We gotta come to table mutual, but that's just what it is at this point. It's a combination of both, because you gotta look how things are now and what it was back then. Because now the roles are reversed. You got men who ain't men, and they throw tantrum, and they expect the woman to take care of them and stuff like that. So as it go now, when you go into a relationship, and the mentality is, do I have my bread in line, because I might be taking care of a grown man to give me the passion, the love, the sweet stuff. But if I get with a man with money, he expect me to be a housewife and sit here with no drawers on cooking him dinner.
Okay. Wait. No, I like what she just said. No, I like what she said. Okay, I really, you know what? I like what you said because it's honest. So I want to know. So so in that case, what's the criteria? Are you working with a dude that maybe don't have, like, what's financially, like, what you expect to do if you will even entertain him? What he got to have going on for himself financially, and be honest, like, what he got to have going on for himself for you to even entertain him.
For financially, for me, I have to look at the person. For me, I'm gonna be honest, because I'm very family orientated. For me, in my experience of dating, I always end up attracting men with kids. So I look at you. If you dripped out in the money and everything else and I look at your kids and it ain't right, we don't have to have no conversation, like, at all. Because you ain't gonna take care of, if you can't take care of your kids, you ain't gonna take care of home, and you darn sure ain't gonna take care of me. That's just what it is. Now, me, I feel like if I'm making $35,000 a year, I feel like you should at least be making 35,000 a year. But I'm not talking about you just handing a nickel bag on the corner, because if I wanted to date a thug, I could temporarily go see him and come back home and adios. We ain't in a relationship.
Oh, we got a little player right here. Hold on now. What? Hold on.
Okay, wait. I want to see what Nina and Nicole are going to say to that. Like financially, like what?
What I've learned in my 40 plus years is that it is not how much money the man makes, is what he does with that money. It takes time for you to get to really see that when you meet somebody. I know I've dated guys who made more than 200K a year, and they were assholes. They treated their families like shit. Excuse my French. But and I've dated guys who made 50,000 a year and treated me the best in the world. So it depends. It really depends on the man. You know, you can't put a dollar amount on that.
Let me grab this comment real fast. Shirley Ann says, is finances more important than a relationship? It's great to have finances, but what if he brings all you're looking for, then beat your butt later? Why y'all swear somebody beating somebody up? What is that about?
This is
no.
I mean, it happens.
But you gotta look at the beating somebody up thing, because I hate to say it, women beating men too.
Yes.
That's
you
true.
know what I'm saying? Women beating men too. I have a homegirl who knocked out a whole dude. He was the sweetest man ever, sweet as pie. But when she got mad, she'll hit him, rock him. And he'd be like, "Hey, ain't gonna do nothing." In my head, I don't condone men hitting women, but in my head, I was like, I will punch her in her crap. Like, what? You just made all this dinner and cleaned this house and took her kids to school, and they ain't your kids, and you bought her kids new clothes, and she hits you? I'm done. Whole conversation.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic right there. Just a whole nother topic. You wanna say something?
Yeah, lady. So let's go. Let's not waver too far. What do y'all want? What do y'all want?
They don't know.
I don't think y'all know sometimes.
I totally don't know.
I can tell you how I feel, Christina. But you're not gonna just take my feelings away. Because if we go out to eat and I'm like, Christina, what you want to go eat? It don't matter.
Look,
I know for me,
restaurants, and you said no. I thought it didn't matter.
I say they don't know for the simple fact. You want? Look, they get their job, they get their education, they get all these things, the status in life, but the only thing they don't got is a man. So if they knew, they put all their priorities and say they would have a man going along with everything they succeeded in life, but they don't. So when they get their statue, then they say, "Oh, I'm missing something." That's that man. You built yourself up and forgot to build a companion while you were building your own self up. So in a sense, y'all selfish. That's what y'all are.
Hold on. Let me please hold on. Hold on. Let me get my wine. Let me get sparked up.
Okay. Wait. Hold on.
Wait.
Hey, Clay. Mute.
Hold on.
Hey, she done sipped her tea. She wiping. She ready to come out the corner swinging. We're going to start with Christina and work our way down through the comments. Charles, I appreciate you coming out the corner with some jabs and some hooks, though. I appreciate it.
I will say this, okay? Hair flip. So I will say this. I'm being silly, but seriously, I will say this. I know for myself, I'm looking for somebody who is a companion with me. I've had long-term relationships. I've had short-term relationships. I wouldn't say necessarily being selfish for me wanting more out of life, because that's what it sounds like to me you're saying. I think that for a majority of women, especially Black women, we were brought up to, you go to school, get your education. At the same time, you do want a husband. At times, I admit, I don't want a husband at times. At times, I admit, it is what it is. But when it comes to my more long-term situations, relationships, whatever it may be, I do want that companionship. I do need that companionship. I do want that man who is like, that's my man. That's okay. What's up? Who not only can be a companion but also be a coach for me, and I could be a coach and cheerleader for him. Okay, I don't find it being selfish with wanting more things out of life than just bare minimum. That's just me.
Not
So
your thing.
I feel like if I'm working hard for both things and we get somebody else, we're both working hard. We both motivate each other to do better. What's wrong with that?
Nothing at all. Before we go to the rest of the ladies so they can answer the question that Charles stated, because I see their faces and they're ready to fire off, and I appreciate it. Out of everything you said, Tristina, you still ain't answered the question. What do you want?
I said companionship. I want companionship. Somebody to grow with. Somebody
is that all the guy got to bring to the table is companionship?
Oh, it's more than that. But I'm saying that's the main thing I look for. Somebody who,
okay.
I'm about to give you the answer. I know for me, somebody who could match me, like I said, somebody else who could be a coach for me, where areas where I'm weak at, he needs to be strong at. Areas where I'm strong at, he can be weak at. I'm looking for somebody, yes, sometimes in relationships, you're not going to be 50-50 all the time. But when I'm down, he needs to be up. We can't be down together the whole time. I need somebody who not only is spiritually strong, but also mentally strong.
Okay.
And I said that's what I look for. And I tell you the reason why I'm single is because I haven't found that. That hasn't come to me yet. And maybe it's not on my cards right now for that. And I've accepted that.
Hold on, Charles. Let him get it out. Stop trying to
No, plan. What?
Sound like tag team wrestling right there.
Nicole, you're next. You can reply to Charles, Nicole, and then you can tell us what you want.
Wait, okay. Repeat the first part. I was prepared to respond to the second part.
Okay, no. Let's do the second part. What do you want, Nicole, from a man? What are you looking for? What is it that men aren't understanding that, from your perspective, that we aren't getting? Educate us.
So I want a partner. Like, I want someone that I would consider my best friend. Like, I want somebody that I could be completely vulnerable with, and they can be honest with me, especially after a long day. Financially, I would ideally like them to make at least the same as me, if not more. I would be fine with that. Only because of how I feel, like my thoughts around like wealth and building wealth and stuff like that. So finances are important to me.
Okay.
I'm a little lenient on the education because I do realize there are different ways to make money. And at least from the educational, or at least the academic goals that I have, like I would just want them to understand, like it ultimately was a generational reason. Okay. So, but yeah, I want like a partner that would be financially stable, ultimately be my best friend, somebody I have a spiritual connection with, and understand that I would want to, I guess, understand my goals in terms of like generational wealth and stuff like that. I think that's kind of it.
We're going to skip over the first lady and let her go last. Mika, what do you want?
Okay. So you want me to respond to both, or you just want me to do the second out?
You can do the second one, and then we're going to let Charles reinstate his to fire up the conversation again, and then we'll go back after Charles.
Oh, for me, what I want somebody that's loyal, period. You feel what I'm saying? Loyalty to me is important. And the reason why I say loyalty is because your loyalty to me is going to motivate you between me and you, because your loyalty to me is going to make you want to tell me the truth. Your loyalty for me is going to make you go hard for me. Because the loyalty for me, I feel like loyalty and love is the same thing, because here's how I see it. If you love me, everybody can love somebody, but you could cheat on a person that you love. Everybody can I love that dog, but you could still go kill that dog. You feel what I'm saying? So loyalty for me, it has that standard where you're loyal to me, be like, okay, I'm loyal to her. It's me and her against the world. It's us. You feel what I'm saying? So I need that strong loyalty in a man. But then also what's from that loyalty, I need him to be family orientated. I need you to want to not only consider me your family, but I want you to be the head. You feel me? The family head. When we talk about family, we talk about how to build our family, how to make our family stronger, them type of standards. But then as far as well, but I need you as a man yourself to be motivated for yourself to motivate yourself to do better. Because at the end of the day, what you want to do, I need you to have your goals, your dreams, what you want to do in life. And then I need to have my goals and dreams, and we need to come to the table together to see how that matches. And then from there, hate to say it, because the person keeps turning. My dad always told me a woman compliments a man. And I used to not, when I was younger, I was like, ew, that's disgusting. You know, but now I understand what that means, because the compliment is something for me. I want to compliment my man because when he has his goals, I want my goals to be matched. If my motivation for him, I want our motivation should match. It should be complementing each other. It should be a give and a take at all times for me. If I don't have that, I don't care about your wealth. If I don't have that, we ain't gonna build no wealth. We ain't gonna get no house. We ain't gonna do nothing. Because as soon as I feel like you disloyal or you untrustworthy and I can't compliment you, you gotta go.
Okay. Thank you. Charles, because I'm gonna set the ladies up. They don't even know what they just walked into. Got them. I'm gonna let you go, Charles, and then I'm gonna drop this bomb. So go ahead, Charles. What did you say?
I like the word finance that some of these women use. Finance. Finance do not define companionship. What a man have in his pocket doesn't make him a better companion for you. Because you look at these, I hate to say, these homeless people that are couples, they broke. They love each other. So when you say you looking at somebody who compliment, you set yourself to a certain standard, so you don't give nobody else a chance. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I like when women use loyalty. Loyalty. That is a man's word, loyalty. I hate to say it like that because I'm loyal. We always say, man, I'm loyal to my dog and stuff. But when a woman says she's loyal, it's a problem. Because guess what? A woman should teach a man how to love. But if she looks for loyalty in a man, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Women forgot how to teach men how to love them. They want to be men themselves. They want a loyal man. You know what I'm saying? So once you confuse the word loyalty and love, women need to know how to love themselves, then they can teach their men how to love them. But if you want to tell me that I have to be loyal to you, I'm going to treat you as I treat my men, my homeboys. We loyal to each other, you know. Pass me the 40 ounce or something like that. Let's go to the club. Let's go run these things. You know what I'm saying? So the problem with women nowadays, because they listen to these songs that says these hoes ain't loyal, they say these niggas ain't loyal. That, you know, nobody's loyal.
What you laughing about, Nicole? What you laughing about, Nicole? Why you laughing?
You see what I'm saying? So guess what? Learn how to love again. You might get your man.
Okay, I have. There's so much to unpack. It's so much to unpack. Let me unpack that right quick. So, on one level, I do understand where you're coming from with the loyalty thing. Like I do understand that. Like I understand you saying like the loyalty thing. I think maybe, and I don't want to speak for no other woman on this panel, but could we? I'm gonna ask it as a question. Could we be meaning to say trustworthy and not necessarily loyalty? Because that is important for you as a woman to feel like the person that you are, you know, basically giving your time to, your energy to, whatever, you know, your body, whatever it is, that they're trustworthy. Because I do hear what you're saying about the loyalty thing. Like, at the end of the day, you do want somebody to be loyal to you, but I think that if they do truly love you and it's not a selfish love, then the loyalty is going to be automatic. Because if they love you like real love, not like selfish love, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there is selfish love. But I'm talking about like real love, where like selfless love, like they're willing to give up things for you. They're willing to sacrifice for you to make sure you good. That kind of love, that kind of love inspires loyalty. So I agree in that sense that you should be aiming for that first and foremost, because I feel like all those other things will come you know what I mean, behind that. If you have that and you establish that, those other things will come along with it. Now, the whole comment about finances, I agree with you that you shouldn't limit yourself by saying, oh, this guy got to have exactly this particular amount of money or else I'm not going to mess with him. But I don't think it's completely a bad idea for you to set some type of precedent for the guy as opposed to he should have. I mean, I can see you setting a threshold, because at the end of the day, if you're going to compliment this man, he has to have something for you to compliment. If he's bringing zero, what you compliment zero with? That's not a compliment. That's like Mika said, that's me taking care of you. I'm not trying to do that. So you got to come with some, friend. Now, maybe you don't have to be six figures, okay? Because I know everybody don't make six figures, okay? But you got to be bringing something, because if you're going to be the head and I'm going to compliment you, then you got to come with something, because you're the head, right? You're the protector, and protection means physical protection, emotional protection, mental protection. And it means you providing as well. That's a means of protection. Money is a means of protection. So you have to have something. Like I have to set some type of threshold for myself for the man that I'm going to entertain, especially when I get to the point where I'm talking about bringing kids into the scenario. If I'm talking about bringing some children into the scenario, then yes, you do need to be able to provide. Now it's not just me that you need to, and us. You need to be able to provide for a family too. So I do have, and what if I can't work? Hello. So I got to think about all of these things. I hate to say it. I mean, I'm not trying to sound shallow, because it ain't coming from that place. If you want me to compliment you, which I am more than willing to do, then you have to have something that I can compliment. You know, you got to have something I can compliment, or else I'm not complimenting you. You compliment me, and you know we're not gonna flip no roles over here. Okay, you gonna play your role, and I'm gonna play mine, and that's how we keep the balance. That's how we keep the peace. So I hear what you're saying on lawyers' name, but I have to just caveat the finances with saying that maybe you don't make that the top of your list, but that has to be on the list. Because as a woman, if you're going to play your support role, then that man has to be ready and willing to step into that leader role. And that means leading in several aspects of you guys' lives together. And finances is just a part of it. Like this world that we live in, finances is just a part of that. And going back to
Charles,
I messed myself up and lost my thought. But it's gonna come back to me. That's okay. I just got to listen. The loyalty, love thing, and the finance thing took me out. So now I got to regroup.
Okay.
Let me grab this comment real quick. So Erica Arrington, she says, "How do you expect us to submit if you don't lead, gentlemen?" So Erica, I got a question for you. So we just asked the ladies. You know what I'm saying? What do they want? Carlos just asked the question, ladies. What do you want? And I heard a couple ladies, dance around it a little bit, but I didn't hear any lady directly say they want a man to lead them. Like I didn't hear that. So ladies, correct me if I missed that, but I didn't hear any lady directly say I want a man to lead me.
Yes, we did.
Well, no. She said she wants someone to.
I said I would like for him to be my coach, and I could be his cheerleader, and vice versa. So that's part of being submitted. That's part of submission.
So I'll take that. I'll take that. So my question to Erica is, no, I'll take it.
No, it's not.
I'll take it. No, it's all good. I'll take that. But my question to Erica is, better yet, a question to the ladies. Do you really want a man to come in and lead, or do you want a man to come in and lead if it meets your criteria?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Me,
you want to be honest?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Look at the faces right now, Quay.
Okay, I'll repeat it. No, I'm gonna repeat it. So ladies, question to the ladies, and this includes Erica, Shirley Ann, everybody in the comments.
And don't be going on Google trying to get the answer. Go ahead, Quay.
Oh, real talk. Do you want a man to come in and lead, or do you want that man to come in and lead based on your requirements?
Oh.
Wow.
Ain't got nothing to say now.
That's a good question, though.
See what I'm saying?
I'm gonna stab at that one.
It ain't no both. It ain't no both. Go ahead.
Because here's the thing. Here's the flip side of that. What type of? Because then we have to ask the man, what type of head are you going to be? Because you can't answer that question until you know the type of headship that he's going to have. Because if you have a vindictive person, you ain't gonna want him to just come in and start moving stuff and shaking and hustling and busting and telling you what to do. You ain't gonna want that. You want him to be like, hey, I need my boundaries. This is where we can meet at until you learn how to act right. But then if you have the opposite and you have a man who hedged up and he's compassionate, he's understanding, he takes your opinion and consider it, and then he makes his decision for his household, a woman will be more willing to let him just come in and lead. So you have to have.
But women, we shouldn't be. But see, I'm sorry, ladies, I gotta say something on this one. We should not say we want a man to lead and then expect him to get our permission to lead. That's not leadership.
Well, of course not. And that's not what I'm saying.
If a man's gonna lead, you gotta let him lead. Now, don't get me wrong. That don't mean that you can't, as a woman, use your feminine power, because we do have power in this. We are not powerless. We are not, just because we allow them to lead, do not mean we are powerless. Actually, in our position, we wield more power than a lot of women realize. When we play our position the way we need to play our position, we have a lot of power and influence over our men. That's why they use us against men, because we have so much power and influence over them. So if we are manning our position the way we supposed to, if that man come in and he needs maybe a little bit of nudging a little bit in his leadership, then it's not for us to go against his leadership, but it's we gotta finesse it. We might have to finesse it a little bit, but we're not supposed to, give him, he doesn't need our permission to lead. We shouldn't be expecting him to seek our permission to lead. We're supposed to be giving him the space to lead, because that is what is important. Now, you're right though, not every dude knows how to lead necessarily. Maybe he didn't have a good example of leadership. Like maybe he didn't have a good male example, role model. Maybe he's dealing with, some situations in his childhood. So I'm not saying that we don't have all of that to deal with too. Like those things are very real. They're very real. And in those situations, there needs to be some additional assistance. We still don't want to, as women, then take that on as it's our responsibility, because I feel like that's where the scales start to tip and then things get off balance. Like we all bring in some type of trauma into a relationship. We all bring in some type of baggage into a relationship. But I think if we start getting into this mindset of, I want you to lead, but you need to lead this way. Or if you start leading me and you're not leading me like this, I'm not even saying that's an easy situation to deal with, but I think, ladies, we have to be careful of that, because knowing that we're all imperfect, bringing our own stuff into this, we don't want to be bringing stuff into it from what we saw or the examples that we saw, and then make that the rule and say, oh, well, you're not leading me like this, and I need you to be leading me like this. I don't know. I just feel like that's not necessarily us truly owning our role as the complement, or us truly owning our role as the support in, a man having to get our permission to lead us, or us, saying, well, I'm gonna see what he do, and then if he don't do it the way I think he should do it, and then I'm gonna tell him how he need to be doing it, because that's not truly letting a man lead.
I got a question.
Somebody got an attitude.
I got an attitude.
I just got a question though. Like,
y'all over there itching, rolling necks, eyes mute, sending her emojis. I see it all. See it.
It's not the thing.
No, I just had a question when it comes to submission.
I'm
I'm
not.
not gonna stop. I just got a question about when it comes to submission though. Like, shouldn't I think it's a combination of both in a sense. And I know you said that either or because I feel like if you once you're able to give this man that trust to submit to him, you'll be able to believe and trust in him that his leadership is going to lead you no matter what. It comes to that. So I think it's both. Like sometimes you may have some things that you think about, like, well, not necessarily how he leads, but some of the characteristics of what he does or things you do, and it may be the small things you see that he does could make you submit to him. So I think it could be a combination of both in a sense for that question.
All right.
You know, I'm not telling you how to lead me, but if I see you're doing something that I'm seeing you doing the right things, I'm like, oh, hey, boo. Yes, you have the football. Go around with it. It's on you, boo.
I'm gonna say that word submit that you're using. If you submit to a man, it shouldn't matter how you feel, because you gave your free will because you submitted. That's what you did. You gave him your power. No man don't want no weak woman that's always going to submit to them. Hands down. I don't want no woman going to submit. Understand this. If we together, you don't have to submit. I'm going to know where you at with me. But if you submit, that means you're just only doing that to appease me. Don't appease me. Be with me. You know what I'm saying? It kills me when you hear women say, I'm submitting to my man. And what you submit for? Y'all together.
I guess we need to define
but you gotta look at you gotta look at the definition of submission though.
I mean,
because it depends on what you believe submission is.
Let's do this. Ladies, where are we messing up at as men? Because something's off. Something's off. There's things that we're not doing in relationship, in conversations, in listening, or whatever else. Help us. This is your chance to say, hey, your turn to coach us, to let us know where we can be doing bad things better at. What is it that we're missing? And everyone's answer is going to be different because everyone has different perspectives. But if you could really educate this man and be like, damn, I wish he would just really get this. This is all I'm really asking for. This is all I'm really saying. This is what he's missing. This is what's in his blind spot. Out of relationship, why aren't men getting this thing right here? What is it that we're not getting? What is it that we're missing? Ha! You don't know. You don't know.
You know what?
It's
you know
not
what?
that you
don't know. It's a lot of different things. But if you boil it down to one thing, I think communication is a big
It ain't gotta be one. It ain't gotta be one thing. Put it on the table. Put it on the table.
I think a lot of it is that because men and women are so different in so many ways, I think a lot of times, especially in our culture, we have not learned how to openly communicate with each other honestly. And I think a lot of that boils down to when you aren't able to have open conversations and converse with each other, even have arguments where it's healthy arguments, where it's not putting each other down, where it's not calling each other outside their name, where it's not getting violent. I think a lot of that has to do. I think communication is one of the key things, but also protection. Not just a man protecting his woman, but also a woman protecting her man too. So I think it's a combination of things. I think maybe those are two things I would say is lack of communication and protection.
If I'm your man in this scenario and we are in an argument, and we are having a conversation, because every woman's answer is going to be different. You know what I mean? And that's okay. But I said, how can you specifically, you, in your situation and how your thought process is, what is it in the communication piece that you think that we're not hearing, that's misheard? Because sometimes y'all don't even want us to reply. Sometimes y'all just want us to listen. Sometimes y'all do want a response. So what is it that, if you had a chance to talk to anybody to help them, to give them a clue, like, this is what in the midst of a communication that sometimes I don't think you hear me or that you don't get, what would that be?
Just simply saying that, I don't think you hear me. Are you listening to me? Or as I'm speaking to you, are you thinking about what are you about to respond back to me, but you're not really truly hearing what I'm saying to you? I think a lot of times we have conversations, we're so willing to jump and think about what I'm going to say next and we're not really having open communication. I think that's a lot of the part of the problem, period, with a lot of situations, and not even just in male-female relationships, mother-daughter, friendship to friendship, homeboy to homeboy. Yeah. We're so quick to not really listen to what's going on in our friends and people's lives. because we're so amped to think about ourselves when it comes down to it, being selfish in all the ways. But I think that's what possibly could be it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not 100% sure.
Let me grab this. So I think this kind of is gonna take us there. So Erica Arrington, she said you start off good, then you messed up, then we leave the relationship, and after we leave, you finally want to act right. Then it's too late. So this okay. So let's dig into this, because see this. I'm glad somebody finally said something like that. What? Erica Arrington, and to the ladies on the panel. So what does that mean? So when you say a dude ain't acting right, what does that mean? Like, so she basically saying they got into a relationship or got into a little something and he messed it up. He wasn't acting right. So what does that mean, ladies? What does that mean that the man is not acting right?
I think that differs per relationship and per woman or per person. I would say for me, consistently, if I'm saying a person isn't acting right, I'm sorry, I was getting a little emotional with the conversation because I know I'm on the struggle bus. But if I'm saying a person isn't acting right, I'm saying he's not communicating properly to me. He's not giving me a space to communicate, especially in the times where I'm feeling uncomfortable. Okay. If you are not like hearing anything that I'm saying, and you getting at the point where you just yelling or shouting demands, it's just not gonna work for me. That's one of the key aspects of where I would say consistently where I've said a person isn't acting right.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this to y'all women. It's not he didn't act right. He always acted that way. You overlooked that because you thought you could change him. Because
that's true.
Nobody just turn around and become something that they're not. They always been that person. But when he got with you, you thought, I could change him.
I wouldn't say in every case, but I mean that has been true. I guess in my experience.
Why y'all act like y'all don't be yelling? Why y'all act like y'all don't be acting right?
Did you hear my full answer? I said if it's not space for us to communicate, that means me and him.
Let me read this comment. Let me grab this comment. Talisa says, let's see. She's saying that when we've expressed what we don't like or won't accept multiple times, men believe they always have one more chance. They don't realize their last chance until it's too late. So is that what this is?
No, what it is.
Surprisingly, that happens a lot. What she said, that happens a lot, where you've dealt with this man. You're like, okay, we're gonna try to make this work out. Whatever. I told him what I need. I told him again what I need. It gets to a point where it's like, how many times I repeat myself? He's gonna be who he is. Just like Maya Angelou says. You showed me who you are. I gotta believe you. And so at that point, you believe who this person is, and then they start acting right. To me, it's like it's a front because they're gonna go revert back to who they already are. So
what you're saying is you don't even recognize your own truth. That's all it is. It's the truth. You see the truth, you deny the truth, and then you blame the man for being who he is, and then say, because I didn't recognize the truth, it's your fault. That's what you're saying.
I will take ownership of that. Yes, it's my fault because I didn't recognize it is my. But what she's saying is that don't come back to me like I changed when you're still the same person. Or they think they have more chance.
Where's the room for growth? Where's the room of? Because sometimes I'll be like, I want this to be done differently, right? And everything's a muscle. Nothing just clicks your heels 3 times and you just stop. But where's the part where you see the man putting in effort to make the change? But it just hasn't completely been exactly what you want, cold turkey or whatever else. Is there any room for growth? Is there any room? Because sometimes we have standards that we have for our partners, but yet we don't even meet the same standards that we have for ourselves.
I would say that there is room for growth, but I feel like there's still a communication component to that. Where I feel like there's some type of communication where it's like, okay, we've said that they're making progress or we're making progress. I feel like something is said or something is recognized in that aspect.
I'm gonna say this. Sometimes men think that women are supposed to take the neglect and wait for us to grow. And guess what? Women do it. So it's not our fault that they take something that they know is wrong and wait for us to grow. And then we don't grow. They wasted all that time, invested all that effort with a person who's never going to change.
Hey, go ahead, Mika. Go ahead.
Okay. This one right here. So here's the thing about, okay, so we're just going to start from the beginning. With the red flags, everybody have red flags when it comes down to it. So if you know that you're dealing with some red flags, that's shame on you. But then at the same time, you got to look how things are. A person can clearly hide their self for a very long time. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have con artists. There's men that can sell you this dream and it's beautiful and you never see a red flag. But some people, and even with women, some people you could get in a situation in your relationship that you and him have never experienced, and he reacted to what he knows. It may not be to who he is, but he reacted to what he knows. And it's the same thing with a woman. She reacted to what she knows because you got the TV, you got the music, you got this, you got your Carly B's. The first thing they said, oh, well, dude, get me in the corner, I'm going to smack him in his face. Or if I ain't getting my way, I'm smashing this plate in the window. That might not be her personality, but she has been influenced by everything else around the world, because you can't just look at it as that. Because a person, you have a person, they are who they are, that's facts. But then you also have the person who they have been influenced to be. And that could be a combination from you, his friends, his family, these standards, these expectations where everybody tell you this is who you should be. And when he eventually becomes that, you can't be mad. And it's the same thing vice versa for a woman. So it's a combination of both. And then the next part is the allowing the time for growth. You have to be able to allow the time for growth if you're saying that something as women, and I have done this where I'm like, I'm sick of this. I want you to change this now, but I'm not allowing time to grow. And at the same time, when it comes down to that growth, you have to allow your time self to heal. So if you are saying, hey, I need you to grow, you need to be able to heal for yourself as well. So y'all can both heal together and then y'all can both move on from that. But if you saying, hey, I don't like how you chew on that pen, it gets on my nerves every time. Or, for example, he sat here, he messed up and he cheated. The worst thing that I have seen, and I have done it, where women be like, well, I want to work it out. But then the next 5 minutes later, oh, you was there with that B on that street. Well, you look at her, oh, well, I'm going to sit here and distrust you on everything because you smashed this heifer last week on this day at this time. And when I found out, you ain't forgave him. So if you want to sit here and say growth is not just him. It's everybody in that scenario, and especially when you feel like you've been wrong.
Go, Mika,
so
Hallelujah.
So it's both ways. It's both ways.
Hallelujah.
So if you don't feel like you can grow, and you sit here in the bed and you look at him like I'm gonna smother you with your pillow, sweetheart, it's time for you to go.
That's a lot of violence over there. It's a family channel.
But it has to be extreme sometimes, because you feel what I'm saying. When you explain something.
Oh man, sister, y'all done made it.
It's the time to go.
Come on back, Mika. Come on back.
Mika.
No, the thing is, especially when I say time to go, because I love myself. I gotta go. And I think sometimes you wanna fight for a relationship, you wanna be in a relationship, but at to what detriment? And you have to know what your boundaries are, how far you want to go for this, because sometimes it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Oh,
and I got one more. And I got one more part, and then and one more part to that. And when everybody talk about when a man leaves and he gets with another one and he acts better, you can't compare your situation to him either, because at the end of the day, he may have his growth and he learned when you left him. If he wanted this to be a different outcome, he could have just like, I learned something from her and now I'm gonna do better. But it's the same way. Because some people, but hey, it's a big hair problem, because some people go out.
The communication just can't be different in the other situation?
Well, the communication can't. It's a different type of factors.
In the other situation?
Yeah. All of it could be different, but that's what I'm saying. When people look at their past relationships, and that's another problem, what caused a lot of issues in their current relationship, they be like, well, I communicate with such and such like this, instead of allowing it to be an experience and you moving on and you growing personally, and then going into that relationship with a fresh start, but knowing better it's different. But when you go in a relationship with baggage, you don't know better. You're just going to keep repeating the same behavior and doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. That's the definition of insanity. So, just look at a lot of these celebrities of these girls going from men to men, or men going to women, and people dating each other, and they get in the same scenario in the news all the time. Oh, such and such is arguing over money. They're arguing over money. They're arguing over money. But when they get with a different woman, that's not the conversation. But the woman who started the argument over money, every man she been in with is an argument over money.
Okay.
Because she didn't rectify it in herself.
Hey, Los, let me hit some of these comments real quick, man. Somebody about to come for C Prince over here. So Lisa says, C Prince saying it's our fault. We don't see a spade for a spade. King J saying, give us time to grow. Men, like women, are each individuals. Some will keep trying and others won't. It's no one's fault. It's what the other person is willing to accept. And then also Peter dropped a comment. He said, at work, just tuned in for a quick minute. A lot of women want to change their men. Oh, okay. A lot of women want to change their man, then get upset when he actually changes. So let's see, some of his friends tell me he got bored, so they dumped him. Okay. And let's see. Shirley Ann says the suitcase has winter clothes, but no, man. But new man is in Hawaii. No baggage, or keep it packed. All right, go ahead, Los.
My question is kind of copying off or piggybacking off of Mika. What's up with the forgiveness when we're going through something? Because I hear we say we want better communication. I hear we talk about having issues. How do we have the healthy dialogue of not throwing it up in the person's face? You know what I mean? Of what we would claim that we talked about and worked through. Because sometimes we move forward and then you're not moving forward. It's almost repeating the same thing because you're trying to throw the old issue back in in the situation.
So something that I have kind of like learned in like some relationships that I've been in is just like the forgiveness part. In a way, I kind of hate the saying, well, I forgive you, but I won't forget type mentality. So we take that to the extreme because the forget part is, oh, I'm not forget. I'm going to wait for the opportunity to blow it up in your face. When I feel like I'm losing an argument with you, I'm going to throw it up in your face. If I need you to feel like crap, I'm going to throw it up in your face. Or if I want something to make you feel guilty, I'm going to throw it up in your face. The forgiveness part is understanding what brought y'all there. And sometimes the reason we might, as women and even as men, we might not like the reason on why the incident happened. But when you forgive somebody, you have to accept that this is what happened. That's one. Once you accept it, then you have to look at it. How can we prevent this from happening again? So, for example, like with the cheating thing, some people, and it's not saying all the cheating scenarios happen the same, but let's just give a basic one. I'm out, and let's say I'm the cheater. I'm out, I'm sitting here, I'm running around, and I'm all the time I'm at home, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, and I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel this, I don't feel compliment, I don't feel nothing. I just feel like I'm a certified maid. But then I go out and I get that compliment from the guy. At first, you feel what I'm saying? For me, it might just be like, oh, it made me feel good today. But then when I go home and I'm got my hair and nails done, you just overlook me. But then I go out and then this man just makes me feel good, and I cheated, right? And then I, not only with the cheating I did, then I cheated and then I lied. But then you found out. Now we sit here arguing back and forth and going around. And then you say, you know what? I want to stay with you. I want us to work. My responsibility, because I'm the cheater, is to actually be able to open up the communication and say, this is what I did. This is what made me pursue it. The person who receives that communication, you got to be understanding. I'm not putting blame on you because at the end of the day, it's my fault because I opened my legs. But you got to understand this is what led me there. So how do we prevent this from here? So we have to have that open and honest communication, because you're going to cry, I'm going to cry, you're going to be angry, we're going to be upset. But once we get that open conversation and start to progress forward, we need to make sure that we are sticking to that plan, to what we said. And then also, even when you stick into that plan, we got to be able to adapt but you have to be open, and you have to be able to accept what it is. And then if you start to go through that process and feel like you can't forgive me, you need to be the same way and be honest, like, I can't accept you like this. And I have to be okay with that.
Charles, you got something to say? I see it on your face, Charles. What's going on over there?
Who said I was quiet?
I'm just sitting here just listening, because to me it's like women choose their mates, right?
Wait. Hold on. What you say, man? That's not right. What you say?
Women choose their men. I mean, like I said, hold on, check it out. Listen to this. You don't think women choose their men? They don't.
Men choose women.
How you think that?
I don't believe that, man. The fellas choose the ladies, man.
Hold on, check this out.
Wait. Let him get his argument out, and then y'all can go. Let him get his argument out.
It's all good. He got an accent, so I know he's from the South, so it's all good.
Look, women choose the men, regardless of what you say. I mean, it hurts our ego to think that they choosing us, but they choose us. You know, just because we show interest, don't mean they are interested in us. You see what I'm saying? Because there's been a lot of women we be interested in, and we don't have them. You know what I'm saying? But there's that one woman that you interested in, and you be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get her. But she already chose you before you even came over there. Understand this. This is not
dropping gems.
A game of chance. This is already a game of selection. Women are selecting who they're gonna be with, what they want. You fit the characteristics of what they want. Because guess what? If you look around us men, we know it. We see a bunch of ugly dudes with some fine women. Like, how is that possible? But it is possible. You see what I'm saying? But men do not choose their women. The women do choose their men. Because when you get with a woman, they always tell a story on how they got with you. And you like stroking your ego. Don't stroke your ego no more. Because guess what? You've been chosen and you just didn't know it. That's how it goes down.
I feel like it's a reciprocation. I feel like I think that, you know, women, we obviously have to reciprocate the feelings, obviously, or it can go nowhere. But I am a firm believer in the men give the chase, and they're really choosing, like, because I can like you all I want, but if you never come for me, then the relationship, there can't ever be a relationship. You can fit my bill. You can be the man I want. You can be like, yes, that's him right there. That is him. Right. But you still hold the keys, because if you don't ever approach me, if you never come to me, you might be my choice. But if you never come to me, if you never come and approach me, and I'm not, you know, and I don't come to you, then it doesn't matter that I'm choosing you. It doesn't matter that you're my type. It doesn't matter that I like you. You have to actually approach me, and choose me. I can choose any man. I can have 5 or 10 of them that I'm choosing. But if none of those come to me, then it can go nowhere. It goes nowhere. So I get what you're saying. A woman has to reciprocate those feelings. She has to have some level of interest in you. So I get what you're saying. Or because if she doesn't, then it goes nowhere, obviously, because you can like her all you want, but if she doesn't like you, fine. But I feel like, you know, we're sort of women in a position where, you know, we're sort of waiting for the men that we're interested in to approach us and choose us. We can, you know what I mean? Like, I think, and maybe I'm not explaining that right, but I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, you know, a man is definitely the one that's going to give the chase, and you guys are the hunters, and like, we're not, like, we are, you know, we're, you know,
They say us men are old fashioned. You hear the statement right here that we have to give the chase. You know what I'm saying? We old fashioned. We say something like that. You be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about this. Today, I hate to say it, Women's Lib messed it up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Women's Lib. women's lib because y'all forgot how to be women. Y'all want to be equal as men or men at the same time, regardless. Because guess what? When it comes to a relationship, most women or more men than the men they with. I'm telling you.
You're confusing me.
No, I'm not saying I'm not confusing you. I didn't say you.
No, you're confusing me.
No, I didn't confuse you.
You just said that women choose you guys. That's a women lib, feminist mindset.
Yeah,
You just said that women choose the man.
No, I'm talking about
that's definitely a feminist mindset and a feminist construct. Yet now you're coming back and saying that women's lib messed us up.
No, listen to this.
And
when I say
that women's lib messed us up, and we believe now we want to be equal with men.
Now,
so I'm confused.
Now, since you put it on you, let's ask you this question: Are you? I know you like you married, right?
I'm married.
Okay, now check this out. Before you met your husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a guy pursued you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You either kicked him to the curb or you said yes, right?
Right.
All right. So if the power of choice is not with you, then who is it with? If the man pursues you and you can say yes or no, who has the power?
But I still have to be pursued.
I'm not, but it doesn't.
But you see what you're saying?
Time out.
I still have to be pursued.
In this scenario, you guys are both right. It has to be an acceptance on both parties in order for the relationship to happen.
True, but I can't. But the man can't. Okay.
A man can pursue.
My
and then
point still is
yes and accept the invitation. So
I don't need you to explain for me. What I'm saying is,
I'm speaking to the audience.
What I'm saying is, let me explain to the audience what I'm thinking. Because this is my thought. What I'm saying is that a man, yes, I have to reciprocate the feelings of that man, but I can't go. There's no relationship. There's no courtship. There's no dating. There's nothing if the man doesn't approach me. Like most women, we don't, let me not speak for all the women, but in general, when I talk to women, they don't want to have to approach the guy. I'm not saying that we can't. I'm not saying that we have never. I'm simply saying that most women don't want to have to approach the guy because the guy as a man should be approaching the woman. So in that case, yes, I do have to have some type of attraction or feeling to you. So yeah, there is me making a choice. I'm not saying that I don't, but if you never approach me, I can like you all I want. It means nothing.
I'm gonna agree with you on this.
Okay.
One. I'm gonna give you this.
I got something that can. So I hate to say it, I agree with my dad, and this is why I agree. You feel what I'm saying? I know it's weird because I don't. I agree with my dad, and this is why I say women do choose. And this is why, because earlier you said women, we have this influence. A man, in order for a man to feel comfortable to approach, the first thing that women as we do, we present ourselves. We put ourselves in the environment for that man to see us. We choose that man. Everything that we're doing before he even makes that decision to pursue us, it goes to that. It comes down to our hair, our nails, clubs, where we sit at, how we sit, how we walk, how we talk. You feel what I'm saying? Because most men, the first things that they're looking for is if you are presenting yourself to be approached. So we're choosing it. So if his homeboy sitting next to him, let's say him and Carlos are sitting next to each other, and you want Carlos, they're going to know that you chose Carlos before they even get up from that table.
Who's gonna know? The man?
The man. The man's gonna know because his homeboy be like, bro, she checking you out, bro. They ain't gonna have that mistake. They're not. So we're actively choosing who we want to approach us and who wants to talk to us and who we would accept ahead of time. So that's just.
But my point
so
is,
the chase
all of that,
is the action. Is the chase is the action after we have already chose the guy that we want to pursue us.
But you see what you said? You see what you said? We do all of that to get chose. We do the hair, we do the makeup, we do the nails, we scout the guy. We do that to get chose. We doing all of that so that the guy can choose us. Like, yeah, maybe we like him, but at the end of the day, it can go nowhere. It doesn't matter because we doing all of that in order for him to choose us. That's why we got to do all of the presenting and all of the, give him the side eye. That's why we got to do that because we need him to come and choose us. That's what I'm saying.
And we definitely want him to choose. And I think I'm saying in both ways, happen both ways, but we control the game from the jump. That is why it is more of our choice than a man. We are controlling the game from the jump.
From the
that's bottom because it's just the truth. We're controlling the game from the jump. Because
I have to disagree with that. Because if we was controlling the game, so many of us wouldn't be single.
Well, no. Here's the thing about being single. Because here's the thing. And the single thing is a broad subject. Because some women are single because they're happy that way. And they don't want to be bothered. And we give up that aura and we be like, F that, we don't need no man. But then at the same time, you have to think of the status and time when a woman is single. Because when a woman is pursuing her career, some women don't want a man in that career. And then when a woman is single, it's based on when she's single. Because every woman's definition of single is different. Because I hate to say, hoism is a real thing. Women want out here to be like, is a real thing. They out here doing everything they want to do.
I guess I have to let y'all have that. I mean, I'm disagreeing. I have to agree to disagree
because we can't.
But I have to let y'all have that now because I don't think women ever really want to be single. I think women deal with being single, like you said, for some of the reasons that you said. I think for some of the reasons that you said, women will accept being single. But I don't think women really want to be single. That's why they hoeing. Women don't really want to be single. Like, and I think they deal with being single because they got kids, they got school, or they got this going on, or they got that going on. So they just deal. I'm being single because I got this going on. But I don't really think women like women. Oh, I want to be single.
I think there's
women who want to be single because here's the thing: the single part is just the status of their end. It doesn't affect the companionship because there's different levels of companionship. A woman can want to be single and not want to be married. A woman could be single and wants to be an independent mother because that's what she knows. It doesn't mean that she doesn't want the companionship. You can have a companionship with your best friend, and that's your homegirl, and that's enough for you. But you can have a companionship with a man and be like, oh, you give me a benefit, and I can sleep with you occasionally, but I don't want to go any further. So when we base on the conversation of single, we have to move it to what it is now. We can't go back in the day, and I'm not going to say my dad generation. I'm going to go ahead and say my granddad's generation, my grandma's generation, because that's the generation that y'all was raised by. But when we hit my dad's generation, I hate to say it, y'all generation, that's when that independent, y'all say it's our generation, but that didn't start from us. When we started getting raised, when my generation, I'm 28 years old, we start getting here and when we got hate to say, sorry, Dad, don't mean to call you this. My dad was a hoe, but when he raised me, he told me to be independent, to have your own money, to do this. I'm just being real. So when I think of singleness, I'm not thinking of a singleness as a bad thing because my dad raised me on how to be single, but then my dad also told me what a companionship was and then I decided, yes, I want to be married. Yes, I want to have a family because he showed me that. But then there is some other fathers be like, nah, I want my daughter to be single. I want my daughter to be single, be a stud, be a pimp. You see what I'm saying? So we have to put the timeline mark of what single is because if we base it off of y'all single, you're 110% correct. But if you base it off of a 28-year-old single or anybody, I hate to say millennials, we was raised by y'all. And a lot of y'all, not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all came in. Turn Up Nation came from y'all. It didn't start with us. We didn't create anything that we wasn't taught.
There was hoes in the Bible back in the day. It wasn't just in your daddy's situation. They had hoes walking around.
I'm just saying, we ain't going.
That's what we ain't finna do. We had hoes back in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy. There was hoes back there.
But you gotta look at when the hoes is, because you gotta look at hate to say it, look at y'all parents' day. When the man had hoes or whatever else, that wasn't something that was publicized. That wasn't something that was more of a hidden thing, a secret thing. The other woman, you never heard about the other woman or divorces like that. When we get to y'all generation, this is where hoes was publicized. What is the NWA was talking about the hoes, everything else. You see what I'm saying? This is not something that we came up with. When you go back to the Roundrops, he's not talking about no hoes. He's talking about a house and a wife.
Papa was a Rolling Stone. The whole
First of all, right.
About hoes way back when, wade in the water. There was hoes.
But it was how it was presented. We're not saying that there was not hoes. I'm saying how it was presented is different compared to what it is now. That's what I'm saying.
Hoes been around for a long time. They used to call it what they used to call them? Concubines. They used to be called concubines. They've been around for a long time.
But look how they were.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not saying hoes is not. I'm not saying hoes a new phenomenon, but I'm saying you have to look how hoes was handled and what the standard was then. Concubines, you feel what I'm saying? Concubines was never on the same level as a wife. They didn't have the same treatment. But but look at hoes now today. Hoes is just as high standard as a wife, and actually higher than most wives. They get more nicer things than most wives.
No, pause.
Let me get this comment real fast.
I can't agree with that one.
Let me get this comment.
Because she was a hoe.
Let me get this comment real quick. So Talisa said, I don't necessarily want to be single, but I am because I'm selective. And I think she says I prefer that more than settling. So let me ask this question to the ladies. Let me ask this question to the ladies. What do y'all mean by settling? Like, I hear a lot of ladies say that, so they feel like they don't want to settle. What does that mean?
Not
like break
dealing with and irritated with bullshit from a man.
Hold on.
That was all capital letters, Nicole. All capital letters.
I feel like that's the general statement. I thought she was like that's the general
statement. You taking some type of bullshit from a man.
I'm not gonna respond to that.
That's really but she's not wrong though, because that's really what settling is.
Synopsis.
That's really what it is. Because when you settle, that's really what it is. Accepting something that you normally won't accept.
I feel like irritation comes from that. Like you settle it is like it's something about that man that's bullshit that I'm settling with, irritated about, and choosing to accept.
They didn't lead to want to beat him with a bag of quarters, so I don't think that's a healthy situation for anybody to be in. So,
but a bag of quarters though, you need to beat him with a orange.
Okay.
Don't ask me to answer that. I'm done with that one. They got that one.
Wait,
so let me grab this comment. So Erica said, when the potential man had or hasn't turned, basically, I think, when some of what he says hasn't turned into actions that will allow the relationship to grow. So that's not settling. Okay.
Bullshit from a man. It's general synopsis.
Hold on, Nicole, because I feel like you're taking a lot of jabs at brothers right now with no accountability.
That's okay. That'd be all right. Y'all said I wasn't talking.
Y'all talking about what's up with the 80-20 rule? What's up with the 80-20 rule, ladies?
80-20.
Why you throw that in there?
Hey,
why not?
I'm
asking a question. Y'all talking about settling. I want to know, since y'all brought up settling, what's up with y'all in this 80-20 rule?
Because I'm done with y'all these comments right now.
No, real talk though. Real. So like we keep hearing this. I like I said, I see this so much.
80-20.
Ladies don't want to settle. Like what for real, what is that about? Like, because at the end of the day, I have to ask the question: are the ladies on point? Like, why they saying that they don't want to settle for a guy because essentially, I'm gonna assume settling, is he missing something or something is falling short. At the same time, are the ladies on point? Why y'all talking about settling for the guy?
So again, to my definition of settling, which is bullshit. I just want to it's really hitting me. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, seriously, in my scenario, like settling in my case would be dealing with a male that has probably too many children, and I don't. I'm just not gonna say they had kids and I don't, but I'm just gonna say too many.
Hey, that's
what? And I don't. Yes, it's a daily maybe a slight irritation that I will have to deal with. I may have to deal with baby mama drama. I don't want to deal with that shit. Right. I might have to deal with, extra time spent somewhere else. I don't want to deal with that shit. Again, general bullshit that I have to deal with. Settling.
She being honest. She being honest. You asked her what she wants.
What did you bring it to the table?
Right.
What did you bring it to the table? What's your bullshit?
I'm probably bringing
you
school
asked her.
debt. So that's my bullshit. I might be bringing some school debt. So currently, that would be my bullshit. School debt. For sure.
Right.
If you want to say bullshit on my end, school debt. Right now.
Okay, so based on what you just said, so is the dude settling for you?
I could settle. I agree.
If he don't have school debt and I do, yeah. That's what I said. My bullshit.
Okay, but that's my point though. So I hear the ladies talking about having to settle for a man, but it's like, is the man having to settle for y'all?
It
Don't get quiet now. Keep the same energy.
Some may do. Truth be told, some may do. But the thing is, and some may do. The thing is that
I feel like women settle more.
Right. Right. I think this for women say this because it's about sometimes I'm a firm believer of your peace. And your home should be your peace. Whoever you're with should be your peace. And I don't want to settle for somebody who's gonna break my peace. And I will say that. I feel like a lot of times what happens, like people say, well, yeah, you're single. If I want a man, I'll have a man tomorrow. But I'm not willing to be with somebody who's gonna bring chaos in my household.
Okay, pause to this comment from Peter. No.
And again, bullshit.
Let me read the comment then. So he said they saying they don't want to settle because feminism has told them 35 is the new 25. So they can focus on their career instead of what usually makes them happy.
So they can focus on it.
I got a question. I don't agree with him. Can I come on here? I need Peter to come on here. Because I got a question.
Respond to it.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Nina. Then we're going to go to Nicole. Go ahead, Nina.
Because I read that. So are you saying that I should be unhappy just to be with a man? Because I want to make sure I'm clear if I respond what I want to say.
Let me try to twist his words.
Peter could respond to that and just post it up.
That's not easy.
Well, I'm just saying that's what I read from it.
You trying to deflect,
Christina. I think what he's trying to say is that women is taking and oh man, unfortunately I know people like this. They're 35 is the new 25. So when you see most women at 25, they're not selling. They're still out here talking about I need to fill out the world, see this, new this, revamp, stuff like that. So now you got people who between the ages of 35, 50 talking about I'm gonna get my body snatched and I'm gonna go out here and look good. And I'm gonna want people to make mistake that my kids is my sister and But then at the same, you a whole married woman. You ain't doing it for your man. You doing it for all the single dudes out there to look for you.
You better preach.
That's what he means.
Get him,
So that's just what it is. So you feel what I'm saying? Now it's different when a woman who's at the age of 35 and she's like, I want to go ahead and present myself better, to build myself better for a confidence thing. And it's just for her and for her mate. It's a different when you have somebody who got kids that's 30 talk about I'm gonna be a bad bee. I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna be like Carly B and I'm gonna go to the club and twerk. Like, huh?
What do you mean? 40 years old.
You feel what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Because then you get these women who's in these age groups, and I have confronted one, and they be like, "Oh, I could do what you can do. Why I can't do that? I could bust it. I could do this." And I'm like, "But ain't you somebody, mama? Ain't you about to go get your first shit?"
Hey, Mika, you got the babies walking in on the TikTok challenges while they trying to drop it like it's hot. They're trying to push the baby out the camera.
Yeah, and then you got the mom sitting here, and then you got these women talk about, "Oh, I was a great mom." How?
Mika,
How, Sway? How? Because you're not teaching your 25-year-old. You're not giving your 25-year-old an example of a distinguished woman. You giving your 25-year-old an example of what a hoe looks like.
Let me grab Peter's response. So he said, "I'm saying women 35 and up don't have the same options in men as they did when they were 25 because men and women deal in different currencies." Okay, ladies, he's trying to drop a little deals on y'all.
What's the currencies?
Yo, hey, yo, you.
That's not true. Cougars are real. What do you mean?
Cougars are real.
Well, no, he's saying no. He just said that y'all don't have the same options. So a cougar is not gonna have the same options as a younger female, and that's facts though. That's for real.
But no, I would say let's change that because this is why I say cougars are real. Because somebody in my age group, when I'm dealing with men in my age, they want that cougar woman because she's settled. She's presenting them that she gonna take care of them like they mama took care of them. So I'm competing against something that I don't have no experience in.
What?
That's just what it is.
I've heard that before too. I've heard that before too.
I guess I can see that. I guess I can see that. I can see that. I can see what Mika is saying, but I feel like, because I know Peter has made this particular comment before, I feel like what Peter is trying to say is for those women, he's speaking specifically to the women who maybe prioritize their youth differently, right? So they in their early 20s, they're in their mid 20s, and they're prioritizing at that time, a career or their education. Which I'm not saying this. I'm not debating whether it's wrong or not. I'm just simply saying that's what he's saying, right? And then they say, well, I have time, and then they get to the point where they have their career, they have that education, they're maybe financially where they want to be. And then, okay, maybe they're 30, they're 35, and they're like, now I want to entertain a relationship because I'm at a different time in my life. Where now the men that they are looking at, right? The men in their same age bracket, the men that they are looking at, those men sometimes are now not entertaining them because now they're like, well, I'm a hot commodity. I'm looking at the younger girls now. I'm looking at the ones whose bodies still snap. Okay. I'm looking at the ones who can still have kids because they not in the danger zone. I'm looking at the ones who, you know what I'm saying? They younger, they active, they this, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking because I can. I'm looking at a different, because like that's the currency he's talking about. He's talking about women dealing a different currency than men, right? So as women, we're looking for a different maybe set of criteria when we look for our guy, as opposed to what a man's criteria is when he's looking for a woman that he wants to now settle down with. Not just a woman he want to play with, the woman that he want to settle down with. He's going to have a different set of a list of things that he's looking for, right? So that's what Peter is saying. Like, we that's a real thing that we have to entertain as women when we choose. And I'm not debating whether it's right or wrong. When we choose to put our career and our education and those things first in our youthful years, when we decide to do that, we have to then prepare ourselves for the reality that when we do get to that point where we now want to settle down, that the men, even the men in our age bracket, they're looking at criteria. And a lot of times they now have the option to compare us at 35 to the 25-year-old that is willing to entertain them and want to, date them and may actually want to settle down with them and may actually want to have some kids with them at 25, because maybe their priorities at 25 is different than yours were at 25. Now, I'm not debating whether or not that's right or wrong, ladies. I'm simply saying that does exist.
But you know what?
It does exist. I would say it does exist, but I feel like when you're breaking down that criteria, it's a specific type of man that's looking for a specific type of woman. And what I feel from the comment that Peter has constantly displayed is that it is a specific type of man looking for a specific type of woman. That is probably not that high in percentage to me. And then also, I'm like, I don't understand this whole notion of comparing someone who's 35 to 25. Again, I feel like it's a specific type of man looking for a specific type of woman. And with that, I feel like you are somehow, some way punishing the woman who decides to prioritize her career at that time. She can go back. That's how I feel like it comes off. Like you're constantly punishing a woman for thinking that way, as if she still doesn't have time. Hell, she could have finished whatever she had to do by 27. She got 3 years left. I feel like the way he presents it is some type of punishment for her deciding to prioritize her career.
It's not a It's not a punishment. It just is what it is. If you receive it as a punishment,
I feel like it's a specific type of woman that he's
relax.
Disgusting. Like she has in the back of her mind at age 18, 20, 21. I feel like what he is speaking of is a specific type of woman and a specific type of man targeting that specific type of woman. Because if we were to somehow pull some statistics about it, really, how prevalent is this particular case?
More than you believe. What do you think?
It's a lot. It's a lot. It makes
a lot of older men with younger women.
I'm
gonna tell you
it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. It makes me think about when it comes to Black women and how Black women tend to be the most educated population. Is that some type of correlation where money times are like?
My follow-up. That was my follow-up.
So I understand both sides of it. I understand the sides of what Nicole's saying, where it's like, I'm out here, doing what I'm supposed to do, going to get my education, working things, trying to, get everything to set myself up for my future, for my husband and my family future. How come I'm being penalized for that in the long run?
Right, and I got to put it back on you. What the hell were you doing at my age? Why you looking down here?
But also,
I mean, I easily flip it back on the guy.
But also it's about choices, and then when you do that, as when you become older, there are choices that's going to happen. When you're 35 plus, it's harder for you to have kids. You making a choice: is it education or is it, So I can understand both sides of it. I mean, being at one time on both sides of it. So it's
wait, what I'm trying to understand.
Well, hold on. Let me. I got was two. It's two that look like they directed at Nicole. So Nicole, go ahead and mute yourself.
Don't do it, Quay.
My face just changed.
Hold on. This is the first one. So the first one was, if money wasn't this is directed to Nicole. If money wasn't a thing, would you focus on raising a family as you age, or would you still pursue a career? So let me let you answer that first, Nicole. Go ahead.
Knowing me and my background, if money wasn't a thing, it's still the aspect of academics and generationally what's been done in my family. So my choices will still be there, and the aspect that I enjoy my field and what I do as a career, it would still be a thing. And not only that, career-wise, there's other things that I do. So yes, career-wise, it would still be a choice. That would still be my choice.
So with the choice, you got to understand every choice has a consequence or a sacrifice.
I understand that opportunity cost. Absolutely, we talking in the business. Absolutely, I get that.
If you understand that, then you shouldn't be so. Well, I can't tell you what to be, but you should understand the same way you make that choice with what you just made and how you feel. That man has the right to make the choice of what he wants to run.
Yes,
and so it ain't you. You can't be mad at that because that's still his choice. The same way I can't be mad at you for choosing what career you want to put the career first.
And not only that, why are we, ladies, why are we looking at it as a lady? Like, why are we looking at it as you're being punished? Like, just like he said, like that is, you know, like we have to weigh the pros and cons. Like, let's just, I mean, we all adults about this. Like, we gotta weigh the pros and cons. Like, there is a cost to you deciding, and let's just be honest, this is real life. Like, there's a cost to you deciding that you're going to prioritize your and once again, this is not me telling you not to. I'm just simply saying, you have to understand that there is a cost to every decision you make, just like King said. Like, if you prioritize your career and your education only during your youth, because my thing is, I don't understand why it has to be one or the other. Why do you have to put down your relationship or pursuit of a relationship and pick up your academics and pick up your career as if you have to choose? Like, I feel like we had this conversation before, and someone in the comments was like, "Hey, can we have it both? Why can't we have it all?" And I'm like, "Why can't we have it all?
You can, but
why do you have to prioritize one so high above the others that you don't allow yourself time? You don't give yourself time to at least entertain this other area of your life that you know is going to be a big deal to you at some point. Maybe it's not a big deal to you now, but at some point it's going to be a big deal to you. As women, you're right, like Nina said it, like as women, we get to a certain age where having children is a little bit more difficult for us than it was when we were younger. So if you know you're going to have kids one day, you have to prioritize that. At least has to be something that you're actively thinking about. I'm sorry, ladies, but yeah, in your 20s, you might actually have to consider that, because in your 20s, that's when you have ample opportunity
Chloe, that's like me flipping it, right? Why are you punishing me and making me wait? I'm trying to choose you now, and you don't want to choose me. I want to be with you now. I want to spend time with you now, but you rather choose your job before you choose me. So I should wait for you to finish doing all your academics and be where you want to be academically, where you feel good about yourself. And I'm just supposed to sit over here and wait for you. But then you mad at me if I want to go do something else. Well, you made your choice. You chose to date your job before you wanted to date me. And ain't nothing wrong with your choice. So don't get mad at me for choosing what I'm choosing, because you chose to do something else. You had the free will to choose what you chose. I'm choosing what I'm choosing.
Hold on.
So why you
I would say that, and then again, I can only speak on my life experience, and I think that's a lot of where me and Peter conflict.
Yeah, y'all like this.
If I am reflecting. No, seriously, I'm like, the only way I can defend it.
Let her talk. Let her talk. Go ahead, Nicole.
The only way I can defend it is with my explanation of life experience. If I'm reflecting back to my life, I'm like, I didn't have someone who was pushing, hey, think about companionship and this and that, as well as your academics. And when we're looking further down the line in terms of what I'm specializing in, I'm not seeing that. And I personally can only be honest about it. So that's why I'm saying, to me, it comes off as, oh, there's some type of punishment for a person choosing this, when you're not really looking at the whole picture or the dynamic, which again is why I said it feels like you're targeting and saying a specific type of man is looking at a specific type of woman. You're not taking that family dynamic into account, to me.
Look, I'm going to say something to you.
In the aspects to me.
And this, I'm going to say this on the behalf of Nicole for one reason only. Is because just because she chose to pursue her career doesn't mean that she's not an available woman or less than a woman. Understand this. Just because you say that she may not have no kids, I don't know if she had kids or not, but you don't know what children she is influencing by getting her education and being a role model, because I know my instance, I know a man who don't have kids, but he influenced me to go to college and stuff like that, because he talked to me about the things that I need to be successful and told me how to be a better man and stuff like that. So with her behalf, you can't say, well, she missed her opportunity or her window or nothing like that, because that's a false statement. That is a real false statement because.
And to say I don't think about it right now is false.
Yeah, that's
I am
a false
27,
statement.
rolling on 28, and that is definitely at the forefront.
That's not what Peter was saying, though. Peter was only saying that people choose differently at different ages because of different reasons.
Yeah,
that's what he said. He's not saying that Nicole won't get married. He's not saying Nicole won't have a relationship. He's not saying that Nicole won't have any of these successful things. What he is saying is different choices create different results, and everybody has their own time.
And then there's still a cost to what I chose, is what I'm hearing. That is what I'm hearing. There's a cost to what I chose.
There's a cost to what
a greater cost to what I chose. Not just a cost, a greater cost.
No, there's a cost to what everyone chooses.
Yes,
right.
There's a price that we all have to make for the choices that we make. There's a sacrifice. Somebody might put family before finance and might not have the financial life that they want. Somebody might have the finances that they want, but not might have the family structure. But there's a cost.
But that's not what I'm hearing. What I am hearing is that there's a greater cost to what I chose. That is what I'm telling you. What I'm hearing.
So I think with Peter, the way how he phrased the question and the way how he directed at her, it does seem like he coming off attacking. But when it comes down to your choices, you have to understand that you make choices in your life and you get the pros and the cons of the consequences. But you have to understand that. And so when you go down that path and you make your choices and you choose, you can't be that person, or else, as he said, she missed her option to get a high value man. But here's the problem with that statement of a high value man.
We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah, because that part is the part that got me with him. Is you're making a statement and you are generalizing it. At the end of the day, depending on wherever your age, race, or anything like that, every one of your choices mold you. It's just like I made some choices when I was younger that I decided to do. At this point, do I wish that I, as women, and I'm gonna just speak from a woman's turn, we make choices and we allow one thing to fall to a wayside instead of pursuing things both. I wish, like, I don't regret the choices that I made, but I wish that I didn't give up so much for the other parts for me to be stable. Because now at the age of 28, I'm going back to the time when I'm at 21, getting married and trying to pick up from them steps, trying to create that now at the age of 28. So then was my consequences on that. The pros of the marriage was great, but the cons for me was personal.
Right.
And it wasn't because of him.
So let me go to Nina real quick. I know she wanted to say something. Then we're gonna put that comment back up there. Go ahead, Nina.
I forgot what I was gonna say at this point.
It got hot. It got hot, Nina.
Hey, Nicole, I'm glad you're talking, Nicole. Speak your mind.
The thing is, but I will say this. I think because I'm older, so I'm 41. I'm older, and I've been in a position in my 20s where I was like, I don't know about the whole marriage thing. I had friends who got married early, divorced, all that good stuff, whatever. And I think that, whatever decisions you make in your life, you got to stand on them. Don't live in regret. And I feel like a lot of times they're all lessons. And I always believe that there's a plan for you in your life, and it will get you to where you need to be if you learn those lessons when you need to learn them. And so, I mean, Nicole, girl, there's a man out there who wants an education. Trust and believe. There's men out there who want an education.
Peter trying to call you.
Hold up. Let me clean this up. Okay. Let me clean this up. I'm gonna need
another shot of this cognac, so stop it.
Wait, hold on. Nicole, you got some cognac? Is that what's going on?
I do. Yes. Wait.
All right.
There we go. Yeah.
I should have knew. See, I should have knew something was going on with you tonight.
Okay, wait. I got a question. I know we're talking about it in the private chat. Ladies, this is my question because, the topic is, what do you want from men? What happens when you get a man who gives you 80%, right? But you're still curious about the 20% or what you think that he's missing, that you think that he's out there. So sometimes, I guess the cause and effect of the situation is the grass might be greener on the other side. So you have a man that's doing right and he gives you the 80%, but that little bit of 20% is just something you feel like you might need. What's going on with this 80-20 rule that y'all came up with?
I feel like I need a real scenario in my case on what the other 20% would be, because I feel like my true 80% of like what I'm looking for, I feel like it's really hard to find. So in my case, I would be cool with it because I feel like what would include in my 80% is hard to find.
So hold up. Let's grab it. Okay. Let's grab that because that's the show title. So what is this little part that you can't find? Go ahead and lay that out. What is this little part that you ain't been able to find in these guys?
Because y'all ladies have heard of this. Y'all have seen people like, girl, he treats you good, but no, it's just something. It's just something.
I want to hear this. What's this little part, Nicole, that you say you can't find? Like, break that down. Come on, Cognac. I want to hear this.
Oh my god, I need that shot. I feel like I cannot find a person who has good that has good communication, someone that I could spiritually connect to as well. Those are two key things, and that I guess the other thing would be like accepting my life. I feel like those are three major things.
Peter.
Seriously. No man wants to drive a used car. Nicole, what? I'm unmuted. Hold on. I don't need to read it. No man wants to drive a used car, Nicole. You want to give away your youth to party days and to party days because I ain't been partying, damn it. Since hard ass years been in school, damn it. So it ain't been the partying. Chad and Tyrone, I don't know them. Sorry. That finds you, but you're not going to get the highest value male.
What? My question to Peter is like, what is the high value male in his?
That is my question. Because please redefine it for me, please.
Because truth be told, once you get to a certain age, everybody's a used car. It just depends what type of used car you are.
I'm trying to figure out what you saying used car, because I don't have children, so I ain't used that way.
Right.
I mean, you can be a used car.
I know
you can be a used.
He's saying like single wise, like I don't. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What are you saying? Are you just referring to my youth? Like, what are you saying about used car?
What the hell you calling?
Nobody wants a used car, Nicole. Nobody wants a broke down ass man.
Oh shit! It done. They about to go back and forth. Y'all need to get this frustration out.
What do you mean by used car? Define used car. I want to know how I'm a used car. How am I a used car right now? No, I'm serious. All jokes aside, how am I a used car?
Peter, you need to come on the panel, brother.
Yes, explain to me how I'm a used car right now at 27.
You done triggered the shit
out. Hold on. Let me try to decipher what Peter.
Please.
Hey, you done triggered the shit out.
Cognac is hitting. The cognac is hitting. No, a man's value appreciates as he gets older and stays on course. Explain it to me.
Peter, you might need to get on.
Explain it to me. It is very good. Very good.
Let me see if I can get Peter to get on here. Let me see if I can.
I'm just gonna mute and listen to this.
Peter up on here.
You got popcorn. Wait.
I get some popcorn.
Why would you on here? Why would you on here?
It's good too.
Christina, can you explain that 80-20 rule? Or have you seen the 80-20?
What's the 20%? I'm drinking too, so what's 20%?
Whatever y'all think.
That's why I said define what a used car is.
Hey, listen.
How
I gotta go get a drink.
I just got me a drink.
Yeah, I'm coming with the wine cabinet.
I'm single, never been married. Yes, from the ages of what 18 or 21 to 25 have been spent pursuing a very in-demand degree that's been hard as shit. Yes. So as far as used cars is concerned, that is the only way I can say that I'm a used car.
Talk your stuff, Nicole. Let them know.
I'm not even ready yet. So how am I a used car?
First of
You
all,
are not a used car, Nicole. You are not a used car.
She drinks cognac. She likes long walks on the beach. You want a man to
Oh man, y'all crazy.
I think
Y'all crazy.
y'all need to do a dating show.
Peter, I need you to get on the show.
My eyes might be a little used from studying the books. You know, my vision probably got a little bad, but that's the only thing I think is used.
Look here,
my
all
brain cells in my eyes.
Look, all y'all gotta do is double tap the whole picture and swipe right.
Oh, there goes Peter. Oh, Jesus.
All right, here you
I
go,
know what he
Peter.
meant.
All right,
Peter,
I can't be
Peter.
on
Peter.
I got time to get some crown.
Go and get your crown because it's about to get hot.
Go ahead, Peter. Peter, what you want to say, man?
What's the question?
Man, how is Nicole a used car, man? You need to break that down, man.
Yeah,
I'm not saying like her in general. What I'm saying is that, all right, so how do I put it? Like, basically, like, I feel like what most like women do today is that they go and get their college career and all this other stuff, and then I mean, like, just think of like maybe like a 35-year-old car or something like that. Whereas you as a man or whatever, what you're bringing to the table is going to be the exact same thing as if you were going to date like a 25-year-old. So for most men, would they rather have that used car or would they rather have a new car?
I got a question. You take younger women, don't you?
I ain't even 35. I'm 27, and that's probably the reason why I decided to pursue my education and get it out the way so I can enjoy the rest of my 20s and what's left in my prime 30s. So
okay, but also
I ain't
on top of
35.
that, then you also got to think about like how, like you only have so many years. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? So many years of what? I'm not 35 yet.
I mean that you can have kids and stuff. So,
okay, again,
like, what,
that's the point of me pursuing my degree
settle at
before
32?
30, so I can. What's wrong with me having a kid at 32?
So wait. So hold
Nothing,
on.
but I mean, are you just gonna rush into it, or are you gonna take your time and take like the next like 1 to 4 years or whatever, and get to know that person and make sure it's the right choice?
I'm supposed to be done with my master's at the age of 29. That gives me 1 full year to clown and do whatever I want to in the last year of my 20s, and then I'm going to walk into my prime 30s. Paid and ready to fully date and do whatever I want to do because
I'm sorry, but the woman's prime is anywhere from 18 to 28.
What?
I'm sorry, but the woman's prime is 18 to 28. A man's prime is 35 on up.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to give me a reference.
Value to himself.
Okay, so hold on. So let me translate. I really wouldn't be serious about no clown in my 20s. About how these dudes look. Hell no, I wouldn't be serious about not doing it in my 20s. From my perspective, no, I wouldn't be. I would thoroughly enjoy a man in his 30s. I feel like it's a lot of bullshit that I ain't got to deal with. I don't have to deal with 20-year-old bullshit. I feel like different bullshit I'm dealing in my 30s. But that 20-year-old bullshit, I can tell you, amongst my peers, no, I wouldn't want to deal with. Nor I want to marry, nor I wouldn't want to have kids with.
Yes, I know you would, but just as it's your choice, it's also my choice.
I'm sorry.
But just as it's your choice, it's also my choice to say no.
That's why I'm not choosing you.
Oh, well, because you wasn't on the block anyways.
What? Excuse me?
Good, because you wasn't on the pick and roll anyway.
Wait.
Hold on. I wasn't on the pickings? Is that what you said?
I said you wasn't on the pick and roll anyways.
I mean, that's fine.
Hold on, man.
I don't understand. I didn't try to persuade you.
Mute. Everybody on mute. First of all, we not gonna get on this show and disrespect or personally attack no one. Never, period. And especially our black queens. We not finna do that. We already got enough systemic oppression. We out here being killed by the police and everything else. What we not gonna do is get on here and be disrespectful about someone's opinion. We supposed to have a respectful conversation. And if somebody don't agree with you, that does not give you the right to take a cheap shot, low blow, or anything else, because that will prevent other guests from wanting to come on this show. This is supposed to be a safe space that me and Quay created, and it will not be disrespected ever, period. So what you're going to do if you're going to be on the show is you're going to apologize to that young lady, because that was personal, that was a direct attack, and that is not okay. And if you don't want to, then you don't got to be a part of the show no more. You my family, I love you, but we're not rocking with being disrespectful to nobody on the show, period, especially our Black women. We don't get down like that. Continue on, Quay.
All right. So let me throw this in here. So just based on what I'm hearing, like I said, this is to Nicole. And I'm gonna unmute you, Nicole.
And Nicole, I'm sorry, Quay. I apologize to you, Nicole. I apologize to you because you come on this show in a safe space to give your opinion. You're very quiet. You don't speak all the time. The cognac got you going today. But I apologize to you because you will not be disrespected like that on my show, or anyone who ever comes on my show will be disrespected like that. That will not happen, and it will not be tolerated. So I apologize to you, sis.
That's fine. And if I said something offensive, I'm totally fine with apologizing. So I apologize as well. I have no problem with that.
And Peter, I just unmuted you as well, man. I think, let's say, just based off what I'm hearing, it almost seems like, I think the message is to think about what you prioritizing based off of your time, right? So as we're younger, this is kind of when we're at our peak, right? So this is when we having the great ideas. This is when we don't have any kids in the picture, so we can take more risks. You know, we can step out and do more things, take more chances, because we don't have people depending on us. But if we wait to do these things, you know, and I know in this particular situation, we're talking about, you know, men, basically. If we wait to do these things until we're older, then we are kind of reducing our time, or our clock, or our window, if you will. So I basically, from what I hear from it, is you have a better window, or a longer window of time if you start earlier versus later. Like that's what I hear.
For the ladies.
That's what I hear, because I know there is a such thing as we all hear this biological clock, right?
Yes.
So this clock starts to count down as ladies get older.
Yes.
But there isn't a quote unquote clock for men. So I think it's in the ladies' best interest. Listen, this is my opinion. I think it's in the ladies' best interest to start these processes, if you will, earlier on versus later, because let's say this clock is constantly ticking. So I think as she gets older, you know, the essentially the window starts to close, if you will, if that makes sense.
And I also want to add that, like, women have inherent value, whereas men don't. Men have to earn their value.
You want to say something, Nicole? Go ahead. You good? Okay. All right. Man, Peter, you done came on here and caused all type of fires, man. What's
I mean, I'm just trying to speak a little bit logic for y'all.
Yeah, but you can speak logic without being disrespectful. Period. That's simple.
I was just giving back what I got.
No. Bottom line is, you a man, and you're responsible and you're accountable for your own choices and your own reactions. So you did that because that's what you chose to do. Period. It's that simple. And if you can't be respectful, don't be on the show. Simple. Straight like that. We can continue on. So, ladies, my question to y'all is, what's up with this 80-20 rule? Because sometimes you guys will say that you got to have a guy. You have a guy that does things 80% correct, but then you're still looking for that 20%. And that 20% could be whatever you think it is. It could be sex. It could be money. It could be just vacationing or getting away, peace, whatever. So what's this rule all about? Because we want to know as men.
I think it depends on the 20%. What's the 20%? Honestly,
you tell us.
She's doing. I mean, because I like to travel. So for me, travel, somebody who's open to travel, open to new experiences is important to me. Um, but if he's doing 80%, I'm good because I'm easy like that. I guess for me, because the 20% can be something simple as not taking the trash out every so often or forgetting to do something. We all forget to do something. So I mean, for me, if you're doing what you're supposed to do for the major stuff, I'm good usually. Yeah, I might fuss a little bit. I might say, "Hey, can you take care of that?" But I'm not gonna step out because of 20%. Because I know that 20% usually comes with another whole thing of bad at 80%. You don't want to deal with that. So
kind of like the grass is green. The grass could be green on the other side, possibly type of vibe.
Yeah,
but that grass is there's dirt up underneath it.
Right, and that grass could be asphalt, so or fake grass.
I mean, it just makes me wonder if it's a. It just makes me wonder though, like this whole 80-20 thing. Like I almost wonder if this is more about that person as opposed to whatever they think they're not getting from the other individual. Like I feel like the whole 80-20 thing is really about the deficiencies that you have as a person. You make it about the other person. Like I think you're making it about the other person by saying, well, I need this, I need this, I need this. And where you're saying, okay, yes, you give me this and you give me this. But it's this other thing over here that just looks like I mean, he just seems like this guy over here. Yeah, I know you're working hard and you got this going on, but this guy over here, he just seems like he's got this one other thing that I just really think I need. And to me, I feel like that's more about you, like what's missing in you that makes you feel like all of what you have,
you need more,
is not enough. You need to go get that one other thing that's over there, despite the fact that you have all of this going on. And so I just feel like that's more about the person that's feeling like they're missing something. And most likely what they're missing is really with them, but they're making it about the other person and their deficiency or their supposed or alleged deficiency, which is why they go over there and realize that it's not at all what it's cracked up to be. That's typically what happens.
So with that 80, I think I really personally don't like the 80-20 rule because the 80-20 rule, I hate to say, Tyler Perry kind of fed this stigma of the 80-20 rule, especially with his movie, because the 80-20 rule is what your idea of what you need and what you want. It's all about what you want. So the full 100% is what you want. That 20%, from when I watched the movie, the 20% is what you actually need. The 80% is just all the bonuses, the gimmicks, the stuff. I want the car. I want the high value man. I want this. I want this house. Pursue my career. Be submissive. Don't be disrespectful. It's an idea that you set up a standard towards a person that may not ever meet this standard because it's your idea. Because in reality, when people get together, a person who you get in a companionship with, they probably is giving you what you need to be able to be happy in your life, but you're not willing to accept it because you're not willing to drop that idea. And I'm not saying throw your standards. It's the idea of which everybody confused of the ideal man or the ideal woman, because everybody come into a relationship of something that they're lacking. And that's where the opportunity where you can build and grow and be together. So like, everybody said, I want a woman who cooks. A woman who could cook for you may not cook the stuff that you like, but if you get a woman who can't cook, she might be willing to learn what you like to eat, to cook what you want. That's something that you're grooming her to be compatible to you. It's the same thing with a man when he got something that I don't even know. I don't even want to say that, but just vice versa. When a man comes in and he don't know how to cook, and you want to treat him the same way, and you want him to be palatable to your palate, because y'all learning each other. But that 80-20 rule is just a set standard of what your ideal is. It's not giving an opportunity for you to get to learn that person. You're saying that these are the standards that you need to have first,
or this is the ideal of what I want you to be. As soon as you don't meet that idea, and somebody else meet that 20% or most of that 80%, you're hopping ship because you think it's better.
Based on this comment, so Winfrey says, so if 20% is what you need and 80% is extra, don't we always settle in that sense?
I thought the rule was backwards. I thought the rule was backwards. I thought you was getting 80% and then you were missing the 20. You know what I mean? It's something.
Yeah,
something
but if
small
you pay,
you still want. So you go after
but
20.
if you pay attention to the Tyler Perry movie, they say that, but if you pay attention to the Tyler Perry movie, what all them people got? Jobs, houses, cars, all this. Everything material and everything that he promotes in that movie. But the 20% is what we're going to use. Oh, I forgot. Jill Scott plays her, right? She was everything. She was submissive, stuff like that. But his problem wasn't with the fact that the 20% that she was giving him, because they're saying that's the 80%. They had a luxury house. She made sure she stayed up late, made sure everything financially was right with the house and support him and been submissive. But his idea of his 80% was that trifling, slim girl that was sneaking in and out of the house, spending that money. That was his ideal 80%.
Yeah, I think
so it's a perspective thing.
Perry took that and used that. The 80-20 was before Tyler Perry. They talked about 80-20 before Tyler Perry. He just
I don't even heard it during Tyler Perry, so that's the only reason why I'm referencing that in the movie, because it's how he portrays it the whole movie.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I took that definitely though. I took it definitely as 80-20. As I took as Sheila was the 80%. And he went to the 20 because the 20 was wrapped in this package that was so beautiful and so gorgeous, something different that he didn't have at home. When he finally got the 20%, the 20% wasn't crap. And he was missing out on the 80%. He looking back at the 20 like, I got the 20, I want my 80 back. And the 80 like, bye, I got my man over here, I got Lamar Rucker over here. That's what I got from it. So, and I think that's what Tyler Perry was saying. Like, you know, you go for the beautiful package, the grass is always greener when you find out that grass ain't greener is fake. You know, and it's not worth it.
Right.
Let me I got some old basic questions. This is some stuff I just want to catch since we got some fellas in the audience. I want to ask the ladies some basic questions. Y'all can give me some yes or no's on this. We're gonna keep it simple. And Nicole, you can unmute yourself. I see you looking, so you can unmute yourself, Nicole. But I want to know a couple things just for the fellas, I said, so they can get this information. And y'all, let's just give me the yes or no. So I want to just talk real quick about what the ladies are physically attracted to.
What?
So do y'all want the buff brothers? Y'all want the pot belly brothers? Y'all want the skinny brothers? Give me a quick little breakdown. What kind of fellas y'all looking for? And like I said, this show is titled "What Do the Women Want?"
Y'all show grinning.
So give me this. I got some questions. I got a whole list on here. So we're gonna start with that. So how y'all want y'all men to look?
Little kids right now.
And we've been drinking too, so not a good looks. We've been drinking.
And tell the truth.
Come on with it. How y'all want y'all men to look?
I'll go first. I'll go first. So I have always liked. This is a legitimate answer. I mean, y'all gonna think it's not, but it's a legitimate answer. I have always liked tall, slim gentlemen. So I got what I wanted.
Don't be lying, cause Quay in the party.
All right, go ahead, Nina. Then we're gonna go to Nicole. Go ahead, Nina.
Jesus watches our
type. I will admit to it. I have a type. I do like tall, skinny men with a beard. It's my kryptonite. But I will, even though that's my type, I've dated guys short, fat, skinny, dark skin, light skin, everything. So, but I do something about a tall man with a beard. Let me just touch it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Nicole.
The people in the crowd listening, Nicole. What you want?
Okay. So definitely, I would say somebody that is tall. I'm not sure what that is about. Maybe it's just aspect of looking up. I don't know. But she said tall and medium build.
Go on, Erica. Talk to him, Erica. Tell the truth.
I would say medium build. I don't. Too skinny is like. I feel like I'm gonna just like, I don't know, hurt him or something. Even though he might have muscles. I don't know. Tall and skinny don't look right with me. I definitely prefer a beard.
Hold on, I'm getting to that. I'm talking about just physical build. So you want a tall, medium?
Tall, medium build. If he could wear the like bald and beard look, that would be a plus.
Okay. So hold on. So you want a tall and medium?
We ain't doing your Tinder profile. Slow down.
I don't even have one.
All right. So let me get to the next. Go ahead. Let me get to the next question. Does complexion matter? Do he got to be caramel, light, chocolate? What y'all like?
Nicole said.
I like all colors of the spectrum.
Okay.
All colors of the spectrum are nice to look at, definitely. but I would prefer a nice caramel man or a nice brown man. A little light skin would be okay. Easy on the eyes though. If you light skin, you gotta have nice eyes.
Are you touching him right now? What you touching right now? What you touching?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like a little light skin.
That's the cognac.
She said better not because no colorism. No.
I'm asking, like I said, I want to know. I want to know what the ladies want, so I'm asking the questions. How about weight? Does that matter really like that at all?
You're lying.
I'm a big girl, so I do not discriminate when it comes to that. If you're a black man, you fine to put it together. Hey boo, what's up?
Okay. All right.
I don't discriminate like that.
Okay. All right. I'm just checking.
4'11". I'm 4'11", so no, he can't be too big because I'm just gonna be honest with you because I'm 4'11" and I can't deal with all of that. I can't handle it. I'm not trying to be funny. Listen to me. This ain't a joke. I'm not trying to be funny, but for real, like I'm like a tiny person, so I can't handle all of that.
Okay, you want to say something, Nicole? Go ahead.
That came out wrong to the audience. Go, Nicole.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I would say, I wouldn't. He could be around, I guess, like my equivalent weight for a guy.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a spectrum, but too skinny, no. It don't look right on me.
Just can't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Erica said.
Exactly. Just can't be sloppy. Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me go to this next one. I got a couple on here. As far as his hair, what kind of hair y'all looking for? Y'all want a taper? Y'all want him bald? You want a fade? What kind of hair you looking for?
Wait, why the taper had to come first? Why you put the ball second?
Go ahead, ladies. We're gonna go Nina, Chloe, Nicole. Go ahead, Nina.
Long as you keep it clean and keep it cut, or if you have locks, you keep the locks together. I'll call robe a couple times. It's fine for me. So as long as it's clean, I do like some locks every once in a while.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on the person. I feel like it would depend on the person because I don't want you walking around in locks and that ain't your look. Like I don't want you trying to. I don't want you trying to be something that you're not. But if if that's you, then go ahead and wear your locks. I'll accept that. Basically, what looks good on you? You know what I'm saying?
What hairstyle? Just pick one.
Why I gotta pick one?
She ain't gotta pick. It's whatever they want, man. She ain't gotta pick. Go ahead, Nicole.
Okay, but if I gotta pick one, I like my man's hair.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, girl. I like your hair too, Quay.
All right, Nicole. Go ahead, Nicole. Nicole, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
So I prefer the tapered look. But if he is starting to bald, I would totally be fine with him being bald.
Okay.
I mean, you gotta say it. Starting, you just gonna throw
Appreciate that. All right. So next question. Beard? Do he gotta have a beard or no beard?
Beard.
I like a beard. Beard.
I got one right. I got one right, Lord.
With a little salt and pepper in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta have a little.
So let me ask the second part of that beard question. Can
Salt
the
and
beard
pepper, sis. Yes.
can the beard be black or do it need to be mixed with the gray hairs?
Gray hair.
Give me some salt and pepper. Give me some salt and pepper in it. I'm sorry.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gray hair. Right there. Get that.
That's a fact.
Not
Yeah.
that. What's it? That Beijing. Was it the dye that? No.
That's on your
No
orange.
Beijing.
All right, Nicole. Go ahead, Nicole. I didn't hear you say nothing. Do the beard need to be gray or not?
At my age, a few gray strings would be okay. But like if as I get older, like if he's like into the natural look, I mean, a nice natural man with a nice gray beard is like a thing.
Nicole, you lying. You know how you lying? Because you started off the answer with, well, at my age.
No, I'm just saying because they don't really have
Right, so
great beards right now. Hell, some of them can't even grow a beard, which I feel for them. But
wow,
I mean,
okay, I got more questions. Kids or no kids?
No more than 2.
Okay, no more than 2.
I'm really pushing no more than 1.
Y'all want no ant farm?
That's an if. Huh?
Y'all want no ant farm?
Ant farm? Did I say? Oh.
Go ahead,
okay, so he can have some kids, but not too many. That's basically what you're saying.
I have a reason for that. So my reason is that for me, I'm thinking of like the spiritual connection and tie and things like that. I feel like all of the extraness that has come from with having that child and just the different dynamics. So that's why it's.
No, that's dope. That's dope. Good answer.
Okay, so you basically saying you want to have your own child with him, basically.
Yeah.
With no prior kids. That's basically.
Nah, tie myself to that man.
That's
no other prior.
I got you. Okay.
Cole said she want to be tied.
Does he need to? Does the dude that y'all are looking at? Do he need to be making more money than y'all?
Wait, look at the faces, Quay. Look at the faces.
Right now.
Everybody's watching. Everybody call us.
I prefer it, but it's not necessarily the end all be all.
I'm waiting for Nicole answer.
Ooh, hold on. You just bad as Queen King now. No. It can't be 3 of y'all trying to jump on me. Nope.
Okay, I'm going left to right. So Nina went first. Chloe, then Nicole.
I know Chloe ain't gonna lie, but Nicole.
I said same. I agree with Nina.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Nicole. It's your turn.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Given my explanation of generational wealth, it would be a strong preference for him to make more than me. But if he makes relatively around the same, I would be okay. I wouldn't die.
That's a political correct answer. She's gonna say he needs to make more. What the hell you think I am?
Hey, why you always lying? Why the fuck you lying?
Look,
I need a phone.
I'm trying to understand the actual statistics about these things. And I'm trying to understand what is really realistic.
You
know,
the matrix. You ain't know you not the one.
See the answer she gave? Like she got slapped in the back of the head. The words came out her mouth like. She's like,
I'm done.
All right, let me. I got more questions. I'm gonna grab this comment, and I got more questions. Let's see. Winfrey said, "I feel like men are judged for not wanting a woman with more than 1 or 2 kids." Have y'all noticed or experienced that viewpoint as well? And yeah, Winfrey, I think that does exist. I mean, I think it's a double standard when it comes to, the male or the female having kids prior. So yeah, I think that does exist, man. Go ahead, Los.
I think it exists, Quay, but I do think you do have a lot of brothers out there that tie themselves to women with children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
There are a lot of brothers out there that don't mind a woman who has kids. It just depends on who the woman is and what she brings to the table.
And that's
right, for sure.
You know?
For sure. I feel that. All right, let me get back into these because I know we about to wrap in a minute. So, ladies, does the man need to be educated?
Look at Nicole.
Yeah, they go that slap in the back of the head again. You see?
Now we start with Nina, Chloe, Nicole. We in order. Go ahead, Nina.
What type of education? Because I have to respond a certain way on that.
A degree. We'll call it. We'll keep it general. A degree. No. Okay, Chloe, what you think?
Nicole,
you better pass out.
Okay, Nicole, go ahead and mute yourself, Nicole.
I want done adjusting my shots.
Yeah, I need some of that yak, man.
They can put something special in that muzzle.
So Nicole, he need to have a degree or no?
Hell yeah. You gotta have more degrees when you got babies.
She like, what game show is this? I'm on the wrong game show right now.
Hey, like if he got 2 kids, he gotta have 4 degrees.
Come on, Nicole. I want to hear this. I got more questions.
I'm telling you.
My preferred preference is that he
can't even live straight.
Has a STEM degree, but
what the hell she say?
A STEM degree.
Science, engineering, what?
Technology, engineering, math degree.
Wow, that's very specific.
My preference.
But it's your preference, boo. It's your preference. That's
but
right.
if he does have some type of other education, because again, I'm starting to accept college is not for everybody. It's fine, but if he has some type of continued education,
spirit, she lies to her spirit right now.
Let her get this on now. Go ahead, Nicole.
Well, if he has some type of preferred continuing education in some aspect, I would be okay with it. My preference is no, seriously. I feel like life teaches you a lot of lessons, and I feel like there's always something to be learned. So I'm an advocate for learning.
Okay, so basically, are you saying if he went to trade school, you gonna rock with him if he went to trade school?
I mean, I have to see what he did with it.
I will. I will. Plumber, I will.
What did you do with it? Did you just go and not do anything with it? What did you do with it?
No. We're not saying he ain't do nothing with it. I'm just trying to see if he went to trade school, is that an issue versus a traditional 4-year degree?
No, because again, to Nina's point, like electricians make a lot of money. There are shortage in certain trades where you can make bank. But like I said, I am an advocate for continuous learning. Though.
It's all about that bread. You better get that bread.
That's why I asked that question. It's like, is it a 4-year degree or?
I just wanted to use the traditional degree because I said we all know that fellas go down different roads, and that doesn't, if you got a degree or if you went to trade school, that really doesn't dictate what your finances is gonna look like. Right. So that's the only reason
I'm thinking about that too.
That's a good one.
I am thinking about that.
And I feel that. Well, I said this is based on what y'all want, so I'm just asking the question. Does he have to be spiritual or religious?
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes.
Which one?
Which one, spiritual or religious?
Can we define before we answer?
Right.
Yes.
Can we just say, so I'll be specific. He has to believe in Jesus Christ, need to be his Lord and Savior.
Okay. Exactly. All right. Y'all all agree with that?
So that's defining religious or spiritual. Okay.
No, that's not religion.
Yeah, religious. Spiritual is not defining
Unfortunately, I feel like religion and spiritual, they redefine those terms. That's why I said specific. He needs to believe in Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to know. All right. And I got one last one I'm gonna throw in here. And I want y'all to keep it all the way real. And I see Erica Arrington down in the comments too. So I want her to comment on this as well. Let's say this might make y'all a little uncomfortable, but I'm gonna ask the question. Does the size matter?
The size of what? Stop trying to take a shot.
I'm asking the ladies. Does the size matter?
What are you talking about? Stop playing.
Y'all know what I'm asking.
Who answer it first?
Nina first.
Why not be first on that one? Good Lord, I'm testing everything out.
Hold on now. Because at the end of the day, we all grown with it. So you know what I'm saying? You get into a relationship.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, Erica. Somebody want to tell the truth.
No. Honestly, I can tell you because I've been there. Men who are bigger than men who are smaller, and I think for me, it matters to a point because sometimes it can be too big. I'm like, no, not doing that. Nope. So for me, it depends. I can't say yes or no on that one.
Okay. I take that. Who next? Because everybody looking all scary.
I ain't shy for it.
You should have screenshot their faces when you asked the question, Quay. You should have just screenshot.
Hey, I'm keeping it 100. Come on, Nicole. You got to say something now.
She went to sleep.
Look, now she read her IT book.
Yeah.
Terrible. It matters.
Okay, that's honest. All right, see, I'm glad y'all being honest on here. See, I thought y'all was gonna get scared. That's why I held that one to the end. Glad y'all being honest on here.
I have a question though. Wait, I have a question.
Go ahead.
There was a comment that Garrick had where he asked about if you can find, I don't know, maybe you can't find it now at this point, but he asked about, like he mentioned lists. And if you can find that comment about lists and pull that up, I would like to know the ladies' opinions about it. I know we were talking about something else. We missed it. When he did, yes, this right here. But ladies, let's just be honest, like at the end of the men's show, they did give a few lists, like a few things, qualities that women, they would want women to have, you know, if they're going to be in a relationship. So I think we should end with a few qualities that we would want men to have if we're going to entertain a relationship or date them.
We're going to let you hijack the show for a second, Chloe. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh, no, I was just saying.
No, I'm teasing. That's a good one.
I'm just saying because ladies haven't done that yet.
No, go ahead. It's about what y'all want. Go ahead and run that. We listening. Go ahead.
I can give you my top. Definitely loyalty. Somebody who can make me laugh. Somebody who definitely have a relationship with God. Somebody who can lead. And somebody could match me. Like I have my moments when I could be childish, but you're like, let's have a water fight. Let's go. What's up? You know, I like guys like that who can have fun and be in a moment. You know, let's go play hide and go seek because I'm like that too. I'm down for stuff like that. So that's just me.
Hey, girl, you did that in 30 seconds. You going with your bad 6.5.
I would say that things that are important to me, qualities for men that are important to me, and qualities of my man that I appreciate is one, trustworthy. Like that's important. Same, he has to have a relationship with God. He has to, you know, accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. He has to have like a strong leadership quality because I need that. Like, I mean, kind of like what Nina was saying, like I'm the emotional, you know, I could pop off in a second, you know, I'm, you know, the very passionate, very outspoken person. And I need to be grounded at times. So this, you know, he has to have a good head on his shoulder. He has to be, stable. He has to be sound mind, because sometimes I can get, I need to be reminded, or I need to be calmed down. I need to be, I need that. That balances me out. And then I feel like he has to be, I don't know. I think for me, those are the top ones. There's a lot, obviously, but those are like the top ones that are important to me. And I care also about how he treats the people around him. How is and that's another, I guess that ties into his character, like how he treats the people around him. Like, how if you were to ask somebody around him, what would they say?
Right.
And I think that's a testament to his character. Like, he has to be somebody with a strong character, like a good character and a good reputation, because that just speaks volumes.
And I will say that my co-host is all those things that you labeled. And that's why I appreciate him. He's a leader. He's an amazing man. He's spiritual. He's humble. I like the fact that you just said it's not about what you see, but what other people see about him just as well. I'm pretty sure that you can go in any situation, and anybody who knows Quay will tell you that he's a man of God, he's a leader, and he knows he's about his family. So those are the things. So I think you did a great job. He still ain't shit in my book because he's my friend, and I can say that about him.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Nicole.
Go ahead, Nicole.
So the question was, what qualities I look for in a guy, or
you know what the question is. Stop playing.
I just
come on, Nicole. Come on, Nicole. Come on. What's a couple things you looking for?
So definitely, I would really love if I found somebody that I have a spiritual connection with. I definitely want someone that is a good communicator and is okay with providing a safe space for us to communicate, especially in the aspect of us growing in life. Because I feel like there's just certain things that I, don't know, and I, would really look for somebody that provide a safe space. Like, hey, this is uncomfortable. I'm trying to learn this. I don't know it. Yeah.
Keep going, Nicole. Keep going.
In other aspects, I would like for him to be financially stable, like I said, in the aspect of generational wealth, to have some type of education. Yeah. So I keep going? Or is that?
It's just up to you. It's up to you.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, definitely believes in God for sure. I feel like that's a key aspect, because I feel like I really wouldn't be where I am without him. So they have to at least acknowledge their presence. Do I want a better relationship with the Lord? Absolutely. So at least he can recognize where I'm at right now.
That's cool.
Honest. Yeah, physical attraction, like a key thing also on top of what I named is I really want them to know how to be professional, like be able to wear business casual clothes, know how to be in a suit when the time calls for it, and know how to really be that professional guy when the situation calls for it. And enjoy family as well.
Okay, you wanna say something, Mika? We getting ready to close out. Any some things that you just look for in your men that you go after, whatever.
Things I look out for my men is definitely honesty. I definitely have a type. Like, I prefer men my color. I'm gonna be real my color. They gotta have color. And they gotta have a big personality for me to even start to get to know you. You can make me laugh. I'll definitely give you the opportunity to try to impress me to see if I want to go that way.
Okay. You was about to make me ask. You was about to make me ask the question, but
I got to know who you is before you talk to my little sister. How about that? I need to meet you first. You feel me? You gotta go. You gotta meet me.
Well, me and you gonna have to talk about that a little bit later because you might be a little hot with me. I'm just being offline.
Yeah, I was about to ask a question just based off something you said, but I'm gonna hold that to another show.
You took away?
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
No, I'm gonna hold that to another show. That's a whole nother topic, but we'll touch that on another show.
Look, I'll be there. I like this. I'll be there.
Okay, we're gonna be careful when Quay do this right here. That means the bomb was about to come.
Yeah, you just said something. You just said something about that skin color, and I feel like that's something we're gonna have to touch.
I know, like I give everybody an opportunity, but it's a preference. But I prefer.
Look at daddy.
Look, I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna just have people lighter than me, white men, Spanish, and stuff like that. How they try to talk to me, and I have had a conversation with them. Yes. Have I went out on a date with them? Yes. But something about I love my black men. I do. I prefer a black man, and there's nothing wrong with saying what you prefer.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? It's not. You feel what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having a prefer. What I have issues when people talk about color when they want to talk about what type they have is when you try to elevate them above one another. That's where my issue come in. If you say I just prefer, okay, I can live with that. But if you say, oh, she's better than you because her skin look like this, and or else it's like that's another subject. You feel what I'm saying? When you have white girls who act just as ratchet, just as loud, but it's okay for them. But because I have a darker skin, I'm a B.
Have you ever seen a white girl twerk?
You see what I'm saying? Like, but I'm a B and I'm disgusting. So that's the only thing. But me, I just prefer black men. I love my black man, and it's definitely something that I'm a daddy's girl. So I'm gonna look for what. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna look for what makes me like my dad is my comfort. So if I can't feel that with you, I don't want you.
Y'all so cute.
Give hugs. Give hugs.
Go ahead, Steve Prince. What you want to say, Steve Prince? Go ahead.
This is my end. The end of the show.
Yeah. We about to get ready to wrap. Go ahead, man. Say what you want to say, man.
What's your closing remarks, big dog?
I'm gonna say this to the women. Most men I know that tells them that when you talk to a man and he's in a relationship, he's gonna say, that's her home. Understand this. He's saying that his home is your home. And then if you disrespect his home, it's no longer your home. Understand this. When he gives you that authority, you become the head of this home because he's gonna go to work, he's gonna provide, he's gonna take care of you. In a sense, that's where that's becoming the provider, caretaker, and all that stuff. In actuality, the woman becomes the head of the home because she takes care of the home. You got to remember that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with saying a woman's the head of the home because guess what? A lot of men already said that she's the head of the home because when you want to do something to that home, guess what they said? I got to ask her. This headship that people believe that men are supposed to have is wrong because that's a European standard. It's not our culture. Read your culture.
What?
The Bible is my culture.
No, check out.
Wait, what?
Hold on, check out. Hold on. If you read the Bible, I'm gonna tell you like this. If the women was working in the fields, right? They was working all day because I always talk about the women gleaming in the fields and stuff. Where were the children?
What?
Where were the children? If the women were working
in the fields, where were the children?
Where were the children?
But that's different cultures. Different cultures.
I'm not saying it. But if you read the Bible, where was
Africa, women worked and men stayed home with the children back in the day.
The men stayed with the children back in the day. Yes, they did.
In different cultures, yeah.
Wait. Hold up.
What's your example?
Oh, in Africa.
No.
She said, I need an example.
Because I'm trying to figure out, we just not gonna just
no.
We're not gonna do that.
When you go to hold on, check it out. When you go to I don't like talking. When you talk about the Bible, you talk about when you hear the men, if you ever hear about them in war, right? They're in war. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You hear about, but if you hear about the women, they always doing some field work or something like that. Or
no, see, I think
hold on, compromise and stuff like that. But most of the time, if you hear about like when you talk about like David, his son Jacob or something like, their sons are always with him. But you always see that the men, I hate to say it, the men always, it's a whole other show, but they were men in the Bible were babysitters.
We'll do that.
I'm not saying men weren't babysitters, but when I say the Bible is my culture, I don't subscribe to the culture that I'm fed here in this society, because it's wrong. I subscribe to, this ain't, I'm not talking about even stories of the Bible. I'm talking about God's words themselves. When he described the headship arrangement and how it's supposed to be, how he ordained it, how he laid it out. And that's what I subscribe to when I say that the head of the man is Christ, and then the head of the woman is the man, and then the children come under that. That's God's arrangement. That's not, I'm not talking about no story. I'm not talking, that's his arrangement, right? So that's what I subscribe to. And then within that, he also tells you how you should behave in that role so that it's proper and everybody is being treated the way they should be treated. So that when I say, the Bible is my culture, that's what I mean. The Bible is my culture. Because we have accounts of people in the Bible who were in the Bible, but they weren't necessarily living right. So I'm not going to, I'm not necessarily, when I say the Bible is my culture, I'm meaning God's word, his word is my culture. He establishes my culture, not necessarily, an example of Jezebel and Ahab, because that ain't my culture.
I didn't say that. I said like this. What I'm saying is this. In our culture, if you look at the history of our culture, listen to this. When you think about this, when they brought our culture over to this country, they didn't break the man by beating them and whipping them and cutting their foots off. They broke the man by defying the woman. Guess what? The woman is the strength of the man. To get that person to act right, they defy the woman because you just been asleep. So guess what? In our culture, the woman has always been the strength. So now, if you look at our society today, the women are not fulfilling their role. Period. They're not, because guess what? They too busy money chasing.
I agree with that.
So guess what? So you can't fault the men for calling y'all out your name. You can't fault the men for not being men, because guess what? No, hold on. Y'all looking crazy. But guess what? If you think about, you think about these what you call these barbaric times when the women was taking care of the families and stuff like this. You guess what? I guarantee you, if you think back when you was younger, you knew more of your family than you do now. You knew your neighbors more than you knew now.
That part true.
No, that's a whole nother show, though. So that's a whole nother show. So that's a whole breakdown in our
So,
go ahead, Los. Go ahead. Close us out, Los. We at that time, man.
Okay, no problem. Tristina, did you have any final words?
I'm good.
She's like this.
I drank wine today, so I'm good.
Nicole, anything? Mika, any final words?
Nope, I'll be back.
Thank you for coming. We had a great time with you. Chloe, any final words? Quay, any final words?
No, I'm good, man. I said, good show. I appreciate the ladies being transparent, being honest. And like I said, at the end of the day, we just want to get down to or wanted to provide a platform for the ladies to, get out some of those things those essentially those wants, you know, what they want from men and what, you know, characteristics they're looking for in men and so forth. So I appreciate the ladies coming on the panel. I said that's really what it is. I appreciate the ladies not being scared and getting on the panel. I appreciate that, because I said that always makes for an awesome show. So once again, I appreciate all the support from the ladies. Go ahead, Los.
So if you view today's show, it got a little wild, it got a little crazy, got a little disrespectful. I don't want y'all to get something twisted. Yes, I said what I said to Peter, but Peter, my brother, I ain't got nothing but love and respect for Peter. But at the end of the day, we all have to be respectful to each other. So if you notice what happened, I apologized to Nicole first. Then Nicole apologized. I wanted my brother to be a man and still apologize to Nicole in that scenario. So I don't want nobody to try to take one moment or 30-second clip to try to make it mean something that it wasn't. I have nothing but the uppermost respect and love for Peter. That's my guy. But at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. We're all adults and we're all accountable for the things that we say. And we shouldn't, no one's bigger than an apology. So I wanted to address that, right? Because some people are going to watch our show, people will see that one little segment and they'll take that, try to make a meme out of it, try to make it disrespectful, try to troll out of it. And there's no disrespect towards my guy, Pete. It just is what it is. And on this show, on this platform where we have nothing but ladies on here, being open, being vulnerable, telling their truths, we want to respect that. And then if we're talking about as men and we're talking about leading and talking about being an example, then in those situations, we still got to be men. In those situations, we still got to be able to keep our temper, our cool, and still be able to say, hey, you know what? Even if this got out of hand, my bad. We can't be in the bubble an apology. That's not what this show's about. This show is about a conversation. It ain't about a personal attack on Nicole, Tristina, Mika, Charles, Chloe, Kwesi, or myself. It's never personal. It's always about the subject. So I just want to address that. So secondly, I want to tell all you ladies, thank you for getting up here and being vulnerable. Your faces is on here. This is going to go viral, possibly, whatever it goes. At the end of the day, you were woman enough to get up here to help educate us about things that we don't know, because we want to know. As men, there's things that we don't know. There's things that we need help with. I'm not afraid to say, hey, I need help. I'm not getting this thing right. Can you tell me what I'm missing? How can I learn from you so I can be a better version of myself? And sometimes we have to have these type of conversations in order not to just evolve ourselves, but to evolve our culture. Because the systemic oppression will try to use these different flaws that we have against us. They always use emotion against us. They always try to play the emotional card to tear us down. So if we can stand together with our emotions and be one, I think that allows us to be stronger. And we're only as strong as our weakest link. So we should be able to be vulnerable with each other, vulnerable in conversations, vulnerable with learning, vulnerable with growing, and that's what this platform is for. So we thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, bring a friend, share, and understand that this is a safe platform for everyone to speak their piece and their mind, whether we agree, disagree, or just make a joke. Because a lot of times we make jokes and stuff up here just as well because it's for entertainment. It's a great conversation, but it's entertaining at the same time. And that's what keeps you guys coming back. So tune in for our next show. It's going to be a doozy. Like, subscribe, share, and bring a friend. Mika, shout out to you because today was your first day on the show.
Thank you.
It was good seeing you. Quay, anything else?
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. Like I said, once again, we appreciate everybody who joined us in the comments. Like I said, we had a super long list of comments, so appreciate everybody who joined us in the comments, everybody who came on the panel with us. And yeah, once again, this is Look in the Mirror, the conversation. We do this every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, every Thursday. So definitely come check us out on the next show next Thursday. And man, with that being said,
hey, one last thing.
Go ahead, Los.
My bag. I gotta plug my film. I appreciate y'all supporting me. I got a brand new film coming out called Twitter Fingers. I appreciate all the donations that's pouring in. My last film, like I said, has been selected in 11 different film festivals. So this film here is very special. It's my last film that I do before I graduate school. So I do appreciate your support. Small segment. It's just about online. It's what we're doing right now. It's about The log line is, you know how people get online and they talk trash, but they don't have to be accountable for what they say. So I basically just created an anti-hero to confront trolls. So I appreciate y'all support. I appreciate y'all love. Twitter fingers to be shot in April. So just thank you guys. I want to thank you in advance for those who want to support. Just hit me up in my messenger or whatever else like that. And y'all make sure y'all support Two Sons Juice and the Warm Clinic Grounds as well. Love you guys.
Sure. Now we appreciate it. So once again, let's say with that being said, every Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, every Thursday. With that being said, everybody have an awesome night and take care. Take care.
Yeah, let's go Lakers. LeBron James, baby.